Oh,
So next will be Mazur against Fenito.
yep. Join.
Horst.
99. So, on the right side, we have ISL Finito as the purple Zerg. Left side, we have ISL 3 Mazur as the blue Protoss. I'd like to take this time to briefly shout out to the sponsors who are making this amazing tournament possible. Altitude and Altitude the game. If you haven't downloaded that, it's free to download. It's a lot of fun. You should check it out. Sale and his viewers. Thank you to them, and along with all the other individual sponsors. Who? Damn it! I brought up the wrong page. I don't have them in front of me. Oh, I feel like a dick. All right, next game. Next game, I'll have those up.
And as you maybe can see, Fenito goes for a 5 pull.
Yep.
Or 4 pull. Yeah, no, it looks like 5 pull.
No, it was a 5 pull.
Yes, chain reaction is a 2-player map, but this is not chain reaction.
All right. Well,
Mazur won't scout it.
change this to Mazur, not Cryoc. Yep, he's gonna scout it last, so he won't know until the lings are already on the way. He needs to throw down the pylon in his base pretty soon, because the pylons at the front, or even if he does build 2 cannons at the front, it won't make a huge difference because the lings can just run by it.
If he makes 2 cannons at his natural right now, he could still win it. At his natural, with just blocking it with like 8 probes or so and making the gateway in order to block more. But
Mazur,
because he's just scouts it now, he needs he needs a miracle.
yeah, he needs not necessarily a miracle. I think it's possible for Mazur. He needs to. Ooh, okay. I didn't. That's an interesting decision. He's gonna pull a lot of his probes, and he's just gonna try to block the ramp and stall for enough time to get that first cannon up. I don't like this. I don't like this decision because even if you do stall the lings can just run by the cannon. There is a pylon that just finished in the natural.
Nice.
Oh.
The problem is it's still hard to run by without losing 3 links. So I didn't think that the cannon would finish in time. Must be maybe because of the isolated base, which I explained in the in our CVCs earlier.
Well, Fenito's not going to go for the attack. He's going to wait for more lings, interestingly. And he's making more lings behind this, so it's not as if he's...
I think he attacks when the 4 lings arrive.
Yeah, I think he has to attack when the 4 lings arrive. He really can't afford to wait much longer than that, but the second cannon has been given enough time to finish.
Or maybe he will run by.
I do like the run by more. And Mazur's going to throw down a Nexus? Oh, I don't like that from Mazur. You know it's a 4 pool. You don't have to go for an expansion at all. Or 5 pool. You don't have to go for an expansion at all. Here come the lings. They're going to try to run by the probes. You're going to take out some of the probes on the way through. How many is he going to be able to get by? Oh, they're getting glitched out. And only a single ling.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's GG for Fenito. He needs to get a lot more than 1 ling. Good probe kill. I thought Mazur's probes were going to be just a little bit too short as Fenito started to run through them, but no, they were just barely in the nick of time. And Fenito, is he following up with anything? He's making some drones now. Oh, game name. Mazur takes game 1. So, join the game.
I hope our sound is still okay. So maybe the chat viewer, the stream viewers can write it.
Hey,
because I just heard some strange noises.
if they're not complaining, then it's fine.
Okay.
The chat has no problems with telling me that I'm messing up. So, as long as they're not saying anything,
okay.
Everything's good. All right. So game number 2, Fenito versus Mazur. Mazur once again the blue Protoss top left. Fenito brown Zerg bottom right. And cross positions.
No 5 pull this time.
No 5 pull this time. That's. I feel kind of bad if you 4 pulled twice, or if you 5 pulled twice. Because that's just really saying, I don't think I have any chance against you at all. Let's just go for a strategy that has like a 20% win rate. I wonder what the win rate is on a 4 pool. Just you took all the 4 pools in history and added them together. I'm pretty sure it's lower than 50, but is it as bad as 20?
I have no idea. I normally don't 5 pull. Or 4 pull. Only in one game against Saraki on Pride of Dragons I 5 pulled. But he went 9 pull, so yeah.
Both players scouting this game, the same expansion. So, I'm not sure if that Overlord is actually going to get there in time to see the probe coming back out. No, it doesn't look like he is. And Mazur's going to go for the double probe scout, which is a pretty good idea, considering that your opponent 5 pulled you last game. Just to be sure. But Fenito going for the complete opposite side of the spectrum. This time around, threw down a 12 hatch. Now, Mazur... Wait. Did Mazur mess up his wall?
I don't think so, because the gateway will be on the left side
right.
At the cliff, and then he got space in the middle to walk through, and cannons in a line.
I forgot you could do that in this map, and I was thinking he was going to put a gateway over forge, but the pylon is too far to the left to be able to put the gateway exactly over the forge. But this is a map where you can split them up. It's gonna be a fine wall. And he's forge, and then nexus, and then gateway. So Mazur scouts out and realizes he can be pretty greedy. Oh,
Close.
Very
nearly killed the drone.
And nearly killed the probe. Both of them. Both of them were taken down to just 1 hit. But no casualties so far. Well, it looks like Fenito's gonna lose. Oh, Fenito lost a drone at Mazur's natural.
And it's a different wall than we both thought.
Yeah. Is that tight? I don't think that's tight.
Tight in what sense?
I don't think that's tight. It's definitely not tight on the left side, because that's the gap. But I don't think it's tight between the gateway and the forge.
Yes, it's not tight, yeah.
Man. Fenito likes his speedlings. So when I see not tight walls, I'm getting a little bit scared. Then again, I get scared every time I see not tight walls. I even get scared when I see tight walls. I'm just so fearful of the speedling run by. And oh, Mazur looking to get a little bit cheeky here. He's gonna cannon rush the third. Don't know if it counts as a cannon rush if it's at the 4-minute mark, but oh, is Ling gonna see it? Is Ling gonna see it? Oh yes.
Oh yes.
He definitely saw it.
After the pylon finished.
And the probe's just going to leave, not even gonna bother with it. Very nice by Fenito to have the presence of mind to scout out for that for the cannon rush. Good move by him. Meanwhile, probe versus drone duel on the ramp. Fenito was doing a really good job of preventing that drone from getting in, but just lets it through now. The probe's going to be able to see the normal lair timing and know that no 4-hatch Hydralisk is on the way.
Yeah, I'm sad. I feel sad. No 4-hatch I can commentate.
So, eventually he's going to be able to get that probe down. Now, looks like Mazur getting a cyber core up now. Stargate will shortly follow. +1 already on the way. So, probably going to be going for the +1. Excuse me. Probably going to be doing the +1 timing attack with the zealots. Most likely. And Fenito throwing down a very fast 4th hatchery. So we won't see 3-hatch Spire out of him.
It is 3-hatch Spire. It's just that because his gas timing was at a normal 3-hatch and gas timing, like you would do against Terran, he got enough minerals to place the hatchery before the Spire. As you can see right now.
Yeah.
But the 5th hatchery should come any second at his base.
Yep,
It's the same build. It's just a little bit different 4th and 5th hatchery timings.
Yeah, those hatcheries gonna be a lot faster. Alright. So it means he's definitely well, I say definitely. He's probably not going to be going for Mutalisks this game because he's already invested all of his money into the hatcheries. So just going to be getting that Spire for Scourge.
Mazur only got 2 probes in his natural gas. Let's see when he fixes that.
And so he does. Now, we knew he was drunk for his games on Friday.
Yeah.
I do not know about his game about these games today.
I guess we will never know.
He's in chat. He could just tell us. He already told us that he totally.
That would be too easy. That would be
too easy. He did confirm that I was right about him messing up with the pylon placement, and he meant to put the gateway over the forge.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Hydralisk speed on the way, getting Overlord speed as well. Where are the Scourge? There they are, chasing the Corsairs. Mazur's Corsairs were pretty late, actually. Considering that the Spire was slightly delayed, the Corsairs should have been able to get more than just a single kill.
It looks like Fenito will go for a 5-hatch Hydra bust, more or less. Because he's not even placing a single sunken. Only the one at the 3rd base, but it's the most likely base which is going to be attacked.
Right.
So I guess this is the... This is why he goes for the Hydras. Yeah, the sunken.
Oh, here comes the speed lot timing. They're gonna poke in and immediately turn around. Now they're gonna meet up with the Hydralisks. The Hydralisks really don't want to engage the Zealots on the open field like this, but they should be able to get back to the base in time. There is a sunken down, so I don't think these Zealots are gonna be able to do too much damage. One more has been added, so it's up to excuse me, up to 7. But as he starts to amass numbers for the Hydralisk attack, he's going to be looking very safe from just the paltry 7 Zealots. And actually, he's going to engage here. Oh no, Fenito, he picked a really bad spot to engage because most of his Hydralisks were missing as they shot up onto the high ground. It cost him a couple that he probably shouldn't have lost. He does manage to kill 2 Zealots, though, before forcing them around.
And as you can see at Fenito's mineral count, he doesn't really have any overmints, so it is most likely a 5-Hedge Hydra bust. So this one Dark Templar, which is out from Mazur, could stop the whole bust. Oh, speed overload's finished.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he got a very fast speed.
Now it will be tricky.
That's definitely a big pack of Hydralisks. And I don't like the fact that Mazur's army is now out in the middle of the map. It has to, and it doesn't seem like he's gonna be able to actually get back to his base in time. And I mean, it does allow you to go for a surround, I guess, at some point, but that's not what you want to be using to defend against a Hydra bust. The Overlord is in here.
He will only have one storm to defend it.
Yeah.
And the cannons are not really finishing. So this could end here right now.
Oh, that was a very nice one storm. And
but is it enough?
The four Corsairs going to come out trying to kill off the Overlord. Will they manage to get it? Yes, the Overlord does go down. He doesn't have another one. He does have another one semi-close. But actually, I think the DT already died at some point. He will still be able to kill off all those units that were outside of the wall. And now can go back and start to whittle away once again because Mazur doesn't have any units that can come out and strike him. Already has 1-1 done, so very fast with the 1 armor upgrade. And here comes the second round of the bust attempt. The Zealots getting in there. Fenito should be pulling back with his Hydralisk so that he can engage the Zealots and outside of the range of the cannon. Now he's finally doing it. Loses the Overlord once again, though. And is there a DT on the way?
And still only this single High Templar, which won't get a storm anyway in time.
Right. 2 more High Templar have just finished, but he doesn't have the energy upgrade, so they still all need 25 more energy. Fenito could go in for another attack before storm finishes. And he's gonna have another opportunity with another control group or so of Hydralisks joining in.
Brave decision by Mazur going for a shuttle and loading in 2 High Templars in Mazur. Because he could die in the next 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty risky move to take those High Templar out of there. They're not going to be scouted, so they're not going to be sniped by the Hydralisk, which was the immediate threat, but there is a single High Templar and a single Dark Templar. That's really all the defense that Fenito has, along with that Mazur has, along with the cannons. I think if Fenito went for the attack right now, he could probably bust it. Let's see what the Storm Drop can do. Pretty good saturation. So he could do a lot of damage if he hits that center section. Drop going down.
Too bad for Fenito that he didn't try to bust it and now loses drones to this drop.
Those are pretty bad storm drops, actually. Only loses like 4. So not horrible, but oh man.
Fenito going for the contain, I guess, or he just tries to bust in with those lurkers, but I don't think so. Contain is pretty good on this map.
Contain is pretty good on this map. I really think he had an opportunity to go for the bust, and it looks like, yeah, he is going for the bust now, trying to snipe the High Templar. No, just misses it, and it manages to get the storm down before dying. There is 1 more High Templar back there, almost enough energy for 2 storms. Going down with the storms. The Hydralisks are all moving in now. The Dark Templar is going to die before the Overlords are taken out, but he's losing so many Hydralisks now that Mazur had another chance to get more storms, to get more cannons. And it looks like the bust is... No, he's going to continue with the bust? I'm really surprised to see this. I thought
it's a really strange decision by Fenito.
Man.
It's such a good position, and the drop didn't do that much damage. He just needed to make 1 round of drones, and Mazur doesn't really have any... It doesn't even have an observer, so it would have taken some time to really go out against those Hydra lurker on the high ground, so I just don't get this decision to attack.
Right. I was fine with the Hydra bust up until he sent in that last wave of units, but if he had 5 lurkers, 5 Hydralisks on this ridge, he could have completely controlled Mazur instead of being in the position he is now, where he just has a group of Hydralisks.
He has like nothing now. It's getting storm dropped again, and oh, that killed a lot. And also Mazur is securing his third base at the top right.
Right.
With a sneaky probe.
Yep, he managed to sneak a probe out and building a High Templar and a Dark Templar there to be able to, to be able to make sure that's secure. And, oh, he's gearing up to drop the third. Is he? Or is he just hanging out here? Unknown at this point.
It looks like he will drop. Oh, close. That was close.
Very nice. And here comes the shuttle. Are the drones going to be pulled away? He's not pulling the drones away, even though he had a scourge there to see it.
No energy, no energy.
Oh man, they both just missed it, and he got the storm off anyway. Didn't manage to kill very many. Going in again for another Hydralisk attack. Way too many storms for this to work at this point in the game. He loses half of the Hydralisks immediately to storm, and the Cannon Dragoon combination is going to be able to clean up the other ones pretty easily.
So yeah,
that's it. Mazur, looking pretty solid as he, excuse me. Looking pretty solid as he beats Fenito, moves on to the finals. Now
we go with Bender against an LML because Finger didn't show up.
Oh, is Bender versus LML? Okay. When Awa was telling me last night about the replays, I thought he said that Bender was the one who didn't show up, but I must misremember. All right. So Bender
there were no more round of 64 games, so this will be the next games.
Right, there are no more round of 64 games. That is definitely.
Oh, I started it without you.
Oh,
I'm so smart.
Darn.
1 second.
Sure you don't want to try to commentate it without me?
No.
With no video, just your expert. Your expert knowledge of a PVT. I think it's a PVT at least.
And now you can join.
Okay.
I have no idea what the matchup will be.
Bender was listed as random.
Yes.
But I think he's typically a Terran player. And LML of Protoss.
We will see.
Alright. Bender.
Yep.
Alright, so it is a PVT. LML as the red Protoss at the top. Bender, teal Terran at the left. And how do I capitalize Bender? Okay, I got it right. So
PVT,
yep.
My best matchup. I guess I sit this one out.
Nah, please. You have as much PVT experience as I do. It's fine. Yeah, PVT not the best. PVT on Aztec it's not the best map for Terran. It used to be really bad, but with some changes to the buildable area and the cliffable natural, it became significantly better. But it's still considered overall a bad map.
Well, it doesn't really apply to us, so I don't really care.
Now, I'm thinking back of the games I've casted, and I've casted numerous Terror games on this map, now that I think about it, in TVP. In Terror, for this map only, likes to go with the Great Wall of China strategy, and just have supply depots that span across the map in hilarious fashions. He's done this multiple times now. I don't think that's standard though. LML going for the Bisu build. And I say the Bisu build because Bisu did this exact same thing versus Flash on this map in these positions. He's going to build a gateway and he's going to build it in his natural. And then he's going to try to do some good damage with early zealots. Protoss it can be nice for Protoss to be aggressive on this map early, because if you prevent Terran from taking the high ground, then they can't quite siege expand as easily as they want to. It can be rather difficult sometimes to try to siege expand when you have to go up against ranged Dragoons. And that all starts with the initial Zealot. Now, does LML have as good as micro as Bisu? Probably not, but we'll try to make something similar happen.
This game reminds me more of Jungbi against C, where Jungbi went with 2-gate seals and just out-microed C with his seals, because LML is going like 2 seals or even 3 seals before his first goon will be out, and because Bender is going for in-base build and not 1-Rex FE, he should have an easier time defending the seals. The problem will still be getting up the ramp, yeah.
Right.
But his defense should be better.
And ooh, LML with the Manor
really
pylon.
nice
That is placed there so that the factory cannot construct a machine shop immediately. And there are a couple things that Bender could have done off of that, but he's just going to choose to ignore it and build a vulture first. Oh,
The SCV is attacking the pylon of the gateway.
It's been doing that for since he saw it constructing, and it's actually managed to get pretty far. I assume it'll be chased away with the goon, and LML didn't want to bother to chase an SCV with a zealot, but managed to get it under 100 health. LML is forced to pull a probe just to prevent the SCV from actually being able to kill it. Kind of funny. With the vulture out, the Marines are going to be safe, although they all did take a lot of damage. Oh, the vulture took a lot of damage too. So, I'm kind of surprised to see Bender get aggressive here. He's not going to be able to do much without a siege tank. And and LML had already shown that he has the Dragoon out. Yeah, one Dragoon was going to be able to take care of that. So he turns around with the 3 Marines. And LML's going to go for a fast expansion here. I'm kind of surprised to not see LML get more aggressive and take that high ground, try to prevent Bender from making his way up. But he's still gonna be a pretty good position for LML. He did some nice stuff with the early Zealot, and he's gonna have his expansion much faster than Bender, who hasn't even started it yet. Now, LML getting gateway. Goon range is on the way. The gateway already starts to provide a nice anti-vulture wall, which most Protosses tend to build anyway nowadays. But here comes the real push from Bender. It's essentially the same thing, but with a tank instead of without a tank. LML shouldn't have any problem with this, even though he wasn't in the typical Protoss position across the map. And just a little bit too close to the mine, but it's not going to make a difference. There just really wasn't very much from Bender there. And
no speed vultures, so I guess he will just mine up the front and goes for more factories then.
Yeah, that's most times when Terran players want to go for that early push, instead of going for mines, they go for speed, so that they're able to get their vultures, get their vultures to the front faster. But Bender decided to go for mines instead, so his next few vultures weren't quite able to reach the rest of the army.
So it's more like an FD, and LML tries to out-micro those mines, but
activates 2 of them.
Yeah.
Actually, he had already damaged one of the mines, so he could have been Super Gosu and theoretically had 2 Dragoons shoot at the full health and the 1 Dragoon shoot at the injured mine and killed them all. But
yeah,
that's a little bit too extreme to expect out of a human. LML getting his robo and getting the Citadel with it, but also getting an observatory. I thought he was going to tech to fast DT drops, but that observatory has me a little bit confused. Is he just going for very fast leg speed? Well,
I guess he will just go for Arbiter or leg speed. I would say Arbiter.
Well, he's getting the leg speed now, so I guess it was for really fast leg speed and throwing down a lot more gateways. I guess. I think he doesn't. He's gonna get zealots pretty early. Most times, goon players will play with 2 control groups of goons up until they really need to add speed lots. And I think there's a lot of damage he could have done if he had just stuck with the goons, but he's gonna transition pretty quickly.
A friend just told me that he can't go Arbiter because he doesn't take his second gas. So that's why the only option is going speed cell.
Actually, it's a really good point that he hasn't taken his second gas yet. Rather surprising. There's not. Gas is just something that's very important for Protoss to take, and he's going to take a mineral only too before taking that gas. I almost want to. He's by no means all in with a speed lot attack, but I think he's going to put a lot of. I think he's going to put a lot into into one big speed lot goon attack. Or at least that's what he's gearing up for.
Yeah, and he's in quite a good position because of the rather late expansion by Bender, and there are not that many mines to delay his goon speed lot attack. And if Bender sets up for a third base before he has enough units out, it could really hurt him.
Yeah, he has the advantage, but he's at the point in the game where he's no longer going to continue to get farther ahead because Bender has set up his expansion, and 2-base Terran tends to be better than 2-base Protoss. But you're right, Bender has not done anything with mines this game, really. There are no mines out on the map, and if you look at his army composition, it's 8 tanks and 2 vultures. He's now throwing. He now threw down factories 3 through 6, so he'll be able to flood vultures. But it's going to be too late as the Protoss player moves out. Observer sees exactly what he's going to have to go up against. And this was looking like a pretty scary attack with all these speed lots if they're going to get into the tank line, which they certainly are because there just aren't enough vultures.
Just one tank clump.
One huge tank club. He tries to get the vultures in there, but the speed lots are gonna run right through, and that is why, and that is an improperly composed Terran army. A lot of the dragoons are going to die. The vultures coming up from the back actually are going to kill enough of the zealots that Terran isn't going to lose outright. But still a good engagement for Protoss. This does by taking that out, it's going to delay whatever aggression Terran could have done by quite a bit, and it allows Protoss to take really could take a 4th base if they wanted to. Still has not taken a gas. Oh no, the gas just went down.
Because Bender didn't went for a fast 3rd base and went for this 5 factory before for 3rd base, he was in a quite good really good position against this speed cell push, which is why he held it.
Yep. Bender gonna try to get in for some vulture harass. Only managed to get a single probe, although he did get some nice mine hits off on the zealots. Now that Bender has a lot more factories, he's going to be able to create a much better comprised army. So if LML goes for a similar kind of attack, it won't be just a trade. It will be really bad for LML.
Oh, mine's killing some stray seals.
No. It does look like LML is going to take his 4th now. So LML in a pretty good economic position, Bender taking his 3rd. Now is the time that LML should be starting to think about incorporating some arbiters in. He's getting pretty high. He's getting pretty high in the supply. He's going to be on 4 bases, and Terran's reaching a point that no amount of pure speedlock goon, especially without upgrades, is going to be able to break it. That is a very scary looking tank force.
The interesting thing on this map is that Terran can quite easily double expand after he got his natural up and running, like Bender is doing now, because you still only need to defend 1 base. I mean, like 1 entrance. It's also problematic in CVT against mech, so I encounter it quite often when the enemy plays mech on this map. So LML really needs some arbiter or carrier, as you said, because if he waits a little longer, Bender will just have too much stuff.
Yeah. Well, he has a shuttle, and he actually leaves it behind and not bringing it with his army. But the goons just aren't going to be able to do anything. They can clear mines, but as soon as they start to get in range of the tank, they're all just going to melt. Is he still not thrown down a Stargate? No, he hasn't thrown down a Stargate. Yeah, definitely. Terran is at the point where there are just too many tanks, and no amount of fancy zealot bombs or run-bys is going to make a difference. The attack.
Really nice attack by LML. He dropped the army back out of the expansion and now dropped the seals at the ramp and attacked with everything he got. So he's more or less snipes the command center until Bender's units get there.
Yeah, Bender had his vultures out of position. He brought them all back to try to defend this attack, leaving what looked like a very nice army here to just become pure tank. And then LML exchanged all of his goons to take out all of Bender's tanks there, and used the goons to easily take out the command center. Nice micro by him. Or, not really micro, but nice forward army thinking. And now finally the Stargate and the Temple Archives are going down, so LML will have arbiters in the relatively near future. And despite winning that engagement, LML is still going to have a lot of problems trying to break up this ramp. Moving forward with the goons, but he's going to lose a lot of them as he tries to just take out mines. The Zealots are getting... The Zealots are getting stuck in the back. The shuttle is taken down because it was already injured, and there were enough turrets there. And this time the attack is not going to go well for him at all. The goons are going to melt. The Zealots got stuck behind and were not able to really connect it with the tanks. And LML is pushed back under 100 supply compared to Bender's 130. Ooh.
That hurts me even as a Zerg player. He just ran in there and got melted. I mean destroyed. He got destroyed and his goons melted. Yeah. So
yeah.
He really gave up his advantage, I would say. Because he had a really good army advantage, and unless he was maxed, I wasn't quite sure, he shouldn't have done that. And even still, when he was maxed, he should have fall back after he lost all his seals.
No. Definitely. He needed arbiters in that battle. 1 or 2 stasises would have completely changed that around because the tanks were very clustered. But with just speedlots and goons with only 1 attack upgrade, it's just not going to work. And while you can be fancy and do what he did at the natural, you can't plan an entire game plan around being fancy.
So now Bender has a good timing window which he should push. Maybe he can even just move around because he had so many tanks. And he should at least take the in-base expansion, which he's doing now. And I think he should also take the base at the top, or try to take the base at 7 o'clock or so. Because he really needs to push himself right now because of the units LML wasted.
Yeah, Bender's almost maxed now. He doesn't quite have enough vultures, but he has a big enough army that he doesn't need that many vultures. He doesn't need to go for a game-ending push at the moment, but he definitely should be moving faster than he is now. He has a great opportunity to get a lot of map positioning. Now, EMP goes down on some of the units. The Zealots are going to get in with the tanks, but as I said, he just has a big enough army that he doesn't need that many vultures to take care of the Zealots. And now all of the goons are going to melt, and LML back down to 100 supply when Bender only lost 40 or so.
And again, there was a point where LML should have retreated, I think, because he already lost all his seals and he just had 1.5 groups of goons standing there and getting destroyed by a good tank vulture combination, which didn't even have mines in a way where LML attacked. So it just shows that he shouldn't have attacked there.
Yeah, either he should have retreated, or as you said, he shouldn't have attacked at all. Still looking for arbiters. He's now finishing Arbiter Energy upgrade, but I don't actually see any Arbiters on the field quite yet. Yeah.
Bender is in a really good position to just A-move right now and win.
Pretty much. I mean, he might need to siege at one point, but he could almost get away with A-moving. It's pretty close to being that far ahead.
Out.
LML is relying on the fact that Bender won't attack 2 bases, both.
And his two upgrades are nearly finished. Bender's.
Yeah. Looks like Bender isn't going to bother taking out those free bases. He's going to go and
nice
going to go for the kill. Yes, very nice EMP is going to take down a lot of the shields. The Zealots have no chance to get in among the Zealots, and there are just so many siege tanks. Some good mine bombs though, but man, this is just begging for arbiters. You cannot clump those siege tanks up any farther. Those mine bombs actually did do a lot of damage though. So Bender losing about 50 supply, but LML is still only at 111, and now that Terran is not having to work up fight up a hill, he's going to be able to win these battles a lot easier. There's no way this middle only is going to be able to survive, and he's separating the main from the other expansions. So I think the main is in great jeopardy of being killed eventually. Arbiter out. Just now starting the stasis upgrade though. So it's still going to be a long time before he's able to get out of stasis. Those are observers. Man. Yep. Vulture tanks taking out the cannons and going to take out the Nexus. There's really not much LML can do at this point. It's he's in a pretty bad spot.
Yeah, I also see no way of LML coming back here. Even though he finally got his Arbiter, the Terran is just
It's the EMP.
sitting too good.
Bender's used a lot of EMPs this game.
And another EMP on the Arbiter.
Yeah. And that was even before his opponent had Arbiters. He was just using it to get rid of shields. Which is kind of interesting. I mean, that's like what they intended you to use EMP for, but nobody ever does that.
I find it interesting, if I remember now, like 2 or 3 years ago, I guess even 4 years ago, there was a thread on Team Liquid discussing that you should make Arbiter, that you should make vessels to counter the Arbiter in order to EMP and such. And it was quite interesting if you compare those responses with the general mindset right now, because their threat responses were mostly like, oh no, you shouldn't do it, it doesn't really work and you don't do that much damage and such. And hitting Arbiter is also not that good, but now everybody does it and it's good.
Indeed. That's what make Brood War awesome. What's considered completely retarded a couple years ago is now standard, and what's standard now will be completely retarded in a few years. Alright, join the game. Oops. A little bit too
Wait
fast.
a minute. IC cup went down.
Not from me.
Well, I got dropped. I lost connection to Battle.net.
Alright.
But we can still hear each other, and my internet is still working, so I predict that we will have latency when I host again. We will see.
Uh-oh.
I just can't join IC Cup right now.
You still can't join?
I still can't join IC Cup.
Alright. So, BNet West?
I just wanted to say that. Let's go west.
Nope. It's not.
What do you mean by?
It's not letting me join West. I assume it won't let me join any of the.
Oh, you have the IC Cup version?
No, I don't have the IC Cup version, but with so many launchers, sometimes I'm not able to join West. I don't know what dictates whether I'm able to join West or not, but I'm not able to join the join the Blizzard ones. So fingers crossed for Fish, I guess.
Yeah, let's try Fish again.
Alright.
I need 1 minute in order to open Fish.
Alright.
Because I need mini launcher.
Oh. I will take this opportunity to once again thank the sponsors. And I have the full list this time.
Ooh.
So, thank you to Altitude and Nimbly Games. They are sponsoring us and trying to promote their free to download game, and you can still play the entire game for free. So I really do recommend that you all at least check it out. There's no reason not to. Thank you to Sale and his viewers. All the money that Sale has accumulated from ads he put back into this tournament. So big thanks to him. Thank you to Fairyland, Noise, Prowler, Nabopolis, Rooskig, Trap, and Coram Jahalen. Coram Jahalen. I think Coram Jahalen is right.
I don't know.
I come from a language where J's are not allowed to be next to H's, so I'm a little bit hesitant in saying that that's correct, but that sounds pretty good.
And I don't know if it's my sound which is messed up or it's yours, or I don't know. We will see. I will make the next game.
Alright. Did you make it?
No.
Okay.
I will make in some seconds. So, where did we stop? Bender vs LML game 2, right?
Yes.
I made 8899 at Fish.
Okay, create. Oh, not create. Every time. Create.
Yes, I'm using mini launch.
Not good. I cannot join.
Great.
I don't see any Golem games to join.
Well, it's harder to join any of those Korean games and to pick the right one.
Yeah.
I wanna try IC Cup again.
Alright.
Or West.
No,
Non-Fish.
damn it. Every time I log into Fish, Fish deletes my IC Cup gateway.
Yes, mine too.
So I have to go
But
re-add it.
I already did re-add it and it still not letting me join IC. So I don't know. I go back on fish. Maybe we
Go back on fish?
will have someone who can break the latency with us.
Alright. Oh. So. You want to try to both join the 3:3 game?
Or we wait for sale to come.
Alright, we can wait for sale. Awa is also asking if we need a host.
Hey, sale is already there.
Alright. So I'll wait for him to host.
It's sales #L2 and 1. So I don't know why he makes
Is it
L2.
is it sale or say? Because he normally does say.
Say.
Okay.
Say #L2.
2, 1. Alright.
Yay! Now I make.
What map is this?
It's Fighting Spirit.
It does not look like Fighting Spirit for me.
But it is
the
Fighting
map.
Spirit. Because it says 2 Hon.
Alright.
Ah.
Alright.
Okay. Thanks, sale. And let's go.
So
8899.
8899. Hooray!
Booyah.
Man. Someday I'm gonna learn enough about computers and the internet and whatnot to understand why that makes sense. Because at this point it's just magic.
And I don't know what this map is because I didn't remember it.
Chow Cross? No, Sniper
this
Ridge.
looks like Sniper's Ridge.
Alright. So, we have LML, top left as the yellow Protoss. Whoops. Putting spaces in there I don't mean to put in. We have Bender at the bottom position as the white Terran. White Terran. So, things were looking pretty good for LML in the beginning.
Yeah.
But then he started attacking. And then things started to not look so good.
Yeah.
So... Now, I think in this game, he didn't take that gas, and he went for... He wanted to be really aggressive without tech. And I don't think... And I don't like the decision. I think this game he should go for a more normal Arbiter timing. And a lot of those attacks are going to work out better. And your opponent won't have more Science Vessels than you do Arbiters.
Yeah. Well, I think his first attack was okay, considering that it was more like a trade, an army trade. Second attack was good, where he killed Bender's 4th base, and at this point Bender was more or less stuck on his 3 bases because he needed some time to replenish his army and wait for his upgrades to finish and until his 3rd base kicked in. But right at this point LML decided to attack once and lost like 100 supply, while Bender lost maybe 50 at most. And then he made a second attack also in not the best position, and I think that really cost him the game. It wasn't the fact that his Arbiter was late. Maybe the Arbiter in itself could have been a little bit earlier, but the speed sail attack was kind of okayish, I would say.
Those first two attacks...
Well, I don't know, I'm not a PvT player or TVP or... I never played.
The first 2 attacks were okay, but every attack after that it just kept being horrible. And if he had Arbiters there, then the stasis would have made those attacks pretty good, and it would have looked like a rather normal TVP.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So that's why I was saying that his Arbiter was late. Or that he could have fixed it with a faster Arbiter, at least. Looks like Bender's gonna do same thing, going for a Siege Expand. But this game, LML is not being very aggressive. Did he make an early Zealot? He did make an early Zealot. So he was going to send that out, and it probably won't be able to do too much. Not a reverse ramp map, so the couple Marines at the top of the ramp is going to be enough.
Well, there is only one, so...
Is he not making another? He's making another. It'll be done by the time the Zealot gets there. And the factory... Well, with only two Marines aren't quite enough to deal with the Zealot. So...
Yeah.
He is at least able to get the machine shop down this game. So that's good. Oh, let's see.
But Bender didn't scout the Protoss, so he could still be going for, I don't know, a proxy robotics or similar stuff. But nice micro from Bender.
Yeah.
A little bit better, and he wouldn't have lost the Marine. But now the Goon is already there, and the tank just started.
And is he going to continue to rally in units? No, he tried to block the ramp with the Dragoon, but he completely messed that up. Yeah, Bender didn't make the cute little Terran semi-walls that the Marines can get back and forth through and the Zealots can't. So he wouldn't have taken as many hits from the Zealot if he had done that. And he's able to kill the Dragoon, but the Dragoon took out all of his early Marines. And Bender losing 4 Marines... or 4 or 5 Marines means that when he wants to go make the FD push, it's going to be significantly weaker. That's 200 damage worth, which is like 400 damage for Dragoons, because Dragoons do half to Marines. That no longer needs to be done. So it's actually going to be quite costly, and it's really going to limit Bender's aggressive possibilities. Although it looks like he's still going to go out with the same kind of push he had last time, just 2 Marines, a Vulture, and fast mines instead of speed.
Yeah, but this looks like a really defensive version of the FD. So it's more like a speed mine expand, like expand behind mines.
So,
it looks like LML is going for similar build.
Yeah, throwing down a lot of early gateways. Without the tech. I assume the observatory's next. Yes, it is. So it looks like he's going to, as you said, going to be doing the same kind of thing again. Going to be going for a really gateway-heavy, unupgraded army.
We will see. Shortly.
It had possibilities to do some good things last game, but it wasn't quite used in the correct way, and it ended up costing him the game. It's definitely not a bad decision. I don't feel like, oh, LML's doing the same thing again. Another win for Bender. I think that if he does it right, he can have a chance, but he just needs to. Oh, did you see that?
I think we should stop casting this now. In all respect to the Kaku, this shouldn't happen.
Man. LML.
I think he was just angry that there was always this yellow dot flying around in his base, because if you shift tab you get this yellow dot from the Kaku, and better kill it before you think the Terran is going for some sort of drop.
You know what? The most puzzling...
Oh, Vulture missing the probe.
Yep. Unfortunate. I don't think he would have been able to kill the probe anyway, because he was only one more hit, and if he had stuck around, the Goon would have killed him before he could get 3 shots off. But what I was going to say was, the thing that always confused me about the animals is their death animation. Because the Ursa Dawn just looks like a dead unit and blood comes out, and that makes sense. But like things like the cacao, it like explodes in stripy patterns. It's like, what sense does that make? And then there are other ones that like turn into gas when you kill it. It is just like
scanted.
Who came up with this idea? Why? I'm pretty sure Panda Bear Guy's the only one that actually dies in a non-insane way. But
so it looks like it won't be the same builds like last time. Bender using the map to full advantage and more or less building himself in with this turret at his third, making a nice little chunk of tanks there. And yeah.
LML, once again taking a third base. His gas is going to be a little bit faster this time around, but still getting the fast Citadel for just leg speed. So, on this map, I don't think there's going to go for the same kind of fourth base, because there really isn't as easy of a fourth on this map as there is on Aztec. So, I don't know if LML is going to have the same opportunity to get that kill, because Bender won't be as spread out as he was before.
Bender going for double armory again. I think because last time his upgrades also were at the same time.
I'm definitely a fan of double armories in TVP. It's just so effective, and Terran a lot of the time doesn't need to get those extra few tanks out. Can afford to sacrifice them to have very nice upgrades. I also like it for Protoss, but not quite as much. Now, Bender getting his starport, so he will still be getting out relatively fast science vessels. Yeah, the control tower's on the way. He has to get the fast science facility anyway, because you need the science facility to get 2-2 upgrades. So double armory tends to lead to faster science vessels just by nature. But LML's preparing to gear up to go for his attack. He just needs a few more zealots, and then he'll be ready to move. Alright. He's getting his Stargate and his Templar Archives up. Maybe he's not going to go for the Zealot attack. I do like it. He's getting rather normally timed Arbiters. Definitely a good decision.
I thought LML would go for a fourth base before placing all those gateways, because now the fourth base is kinda late.
Bender.
But he will be able to stop any early push now with those gateways.
Bender's setting up a really weird arc, like cutting diagonally across the square. Oh, excuse me.
If you start to yawn, I will also yawn. It's quite a mystery for me.
Dude, I screwed myself up because for the past year and a half, most of the StarCraft I've been consuming is Pro League stuff, which I watch live, which is always either really late at night or really early in the morning. So now StarCraft is forever associated in my mind with sleepy time. Dude, that happened to me every day, and I mean every day, from 3rd grade through 8th grade, when in the morning we were saying the Pledge of Allegiance in class. I yawned at the exact same part every day for 6 years, because because one day I started yawning during it, and then every subsequent day I yawned at the exact same moment. And to this day, I cannot say the Pledge of Allegiance without yawning.
Oh man.
And that has happened to some extent with StarCraft for me.
That's bad. Okay, I would say we go back to the game.
Yeah.
LML has an observer at Bender's factory, so he knows exactly how many Bender have and what his army composition will most likely be. And because of those 4 machine shops, I guess there will be mostly tanks. And to me this suggests some sort of slow pushing into more bases style, with many turrets and depots around the map.
Yeah. Bender's going to be completely safe, and he's taking the stance of, well, you're not going to do any damage to me ever, but I think that I can break you with my first push, where LML just needs to not die to whenever Bender moves out with his max 2-2 army.
Well, both players are maxed pretty shortly, so
Yeah.
we will find it out.
Yeah.
See it.
LML only has +1 attack. Is he getting more upgrades? Yeah, he does have the double forge now, so 2-1 is a little bit of a ways away. I don't like how passive Bender's been this game with the vultures. There's been no vulture harass at all, no mines laid out.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious if the first Arbiter is out now. It seems kind of late to me. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a standard timing, but...
Maybe he didn't make one immediately, but I think he should have 2 out. Arbiters do take a really long time to make, but
Yeah.
I think he should have 2 out by now. Maybe he didn't make one immediately.
I don't know, but it looks like Bender will push now.
Yep.
And the Arbiter won't have enough energy for anything until then.
Not to mention that there are 2 science vessels out, both with EMP ready. So, yeah, LML's gonna have a really hard time getting those stasises down. And here comes the attack. The siege tanks are sieging in a great position. All the zealots are kept away, and this is going to be a beautiful engagement for Bender, because LML can't deal with these clump tanks very well. Now pulling back, a good move by LML. He was at the point where he was only going to be able to get 1 or 2 more tanks at the sacrifice for every other goon he had. So
yeah, good decision by LML to fall back at this point. Now he should reinforce with mass zealots, and where are the mass vultures coming?
Yeah, both players need to replenish their zealots and vultures, as those are the units that tend to die more quickly. And Bender's going to continue going without reinforcing with more vultures. Can catch LML a little bit off guard here. The zealots coming in from the top. Nice attacking angle for such few zealots. But half the tanks are unsieged, so the zealots aren't going to be the huge issue here. But now with most of the tanks unsieged, the dragoons are able to do a lot of damage. The dragoons have the high ground and actually are able to make a pretty good battle out of what should have been a complete loss. But unfortunately now Bender has taken this high ground position. It is going to be almost impossible to unseat him from it. Even already has the SCV out to try to throw down missile turrets. Where is the... Oh, he has scans. I was wondering where's the science vessel for detection, but he's just been constantly scanning.
So even though LML managed to deny the 4th base of Bender, he couldn't stop this push.
He finally gets a stasis off.
Oh,
and of
one tank.
Of how clumped Bender's been all of last game and all this game, he hits 1 tank.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh man. All right. This game isn't completely lost for LML. He has taken bases far away from this one, so he can throw down a lot of gateways there and pump units out of there. But since he's only setting up the gateways now, that's not going to happen for a while. And Bender has a good opportunity here to take out to slowly creep forward and take out the 3rd in the natural, and possibly even make his way into the main.
LML can't make it back because supply-wise, he will have problems because he's like behind in 80-90 supply.
Yeah.
And he will most likely lose 3 bases now, at least, and it still is contained.
Bakuryu.
But he maybe manages to kill the command center at 6.
Yeah, he's gonna
And
get
it dies. But yeah, he's
Markio,
still dead.
you got to be more positive. You can't just call people gonna lose, and then like just say 10 minutes of he's gonna lose. He's gonna lose.
Yeah, but it's gonna happen.
Shh. Nobody needs to know that, Bakuryu. The exception, of course, is when the Zerg has more Butalisks than the Terran has units. Then it's fine to do that, because it's really obvious. But
it's also obvious when the Terran is maxed in a containing position where the only gateways of the Protoss are and is killing the other bases. So I would say this is it.
Yeah, yeah, LML. He's in a bad spot. He stasis a tank on the ramp to buy himself some time. Nice. But he doesn't even have enough gateways to produce enough units where it's like, okay, now that the stasis is gone, I will totally be prepared for all these tanks and vultures. And yeah,
LML doesn't really have any base left. The top right doesn't have probes, and his natural is nearly mined out. And there is no way for LML to somehow deny Bender another base. Just because Bender has too many units around. The only way to do anything would be this Arbiter right now, which is going through the middle. But there are not really a good amount of units to recall.
Bender has now gotten up the ramp at the top right expansion, so LML will almost certainly lose all of his gateways here. And a wall of 6 turrets has been constructed, with a 7th on the way, so that there is no way that he will not see everything.
But now LML recalled his army in his natural to the 4th of Bender, but Bender doesn't even need this 4th.
Yeah.
Bender can also just take the middle expansion or any other base, like the one at 12 or the one at just anywhere.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. He could also just not take an expansion.
Yes, and win right away.
Yeah, I think there are enough minerals left at the 3rd that he can still win without actually building another command center.
So yeah, I'm quite sad for LML.
Bender now finally moving in to take out the natural. There's not a lot of defense here, and LML does not have any money at all. He only has 1 mining base, and it's hardly saturated. Huge wave of units moving up the ramp to take out all the gateways, and this should be it from LML relatively soon.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this would be the German Star League, so I don't know why LML could make it.
God damn it, man.
Must be something special.
Letting down the greater Deutsche Republic. Oh man. You gotta export that guy to Poland. Have those Polish people teach him how to play real StarCraft.
So... okay.
There's a little army for LML that's getting some SCB kills at the bottom.
And it's effectively denying the 4th base of Bender, but as you said, he doesn't need a 4th base.
Another hidden expansion, bottom right. But LML is just not going to have any gateways to produce out of it. He's lost almost all of them at the top right, and he's losing all of them. Oh, he already lost all of them at the top left. So he doesn't have anything to use that economy on, as little as it is. Hey! LML with his first stasis that hits more than a unit.
Yay.
Alright, moral victory. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine, man. He got that stasis off. GG from LML.
GG.
So, Bender versus Mazur. Bender versus Mazur sounds pretty good. Pop that up.
So let's go to the final of this.
Are you casting it 8899 still, or are you doing it under say?
8899.
Ah, there we go. You just hadn't hosted it yet.
Yeah, I still was in a replay. So this will be Bender against Mazur. Final of the leg.
Indeed it will.
Yeah. And we have a PVT on Tau Cross.
PVT on Tau Cross. Bender, Teal Terran top right, Mazur, red Protoss at the bottom position. Now, I think that Mazur will show us a clinic on how to deal with clumped tanks. Because Mazur likes his storms. He's pretty good with them. So,
well, we never know. Maybe Bender will play a different game now, because we are here on Tarkos, so I don't know. Maybe he thinks he needs to do something special against Mazur and go maybe 2 factory or so. We will see. We will see.
Bakuryu, I know you don't know much about PVT. Let me tell you what's up. Terran doesn't have multiple builds in this matchup. It's the exact same thing every game.
Besides vulture dropping, 2 factory.
No, that doesn't happen.
A various of 2 factory builds.
It doesn't happen. It doesn't. No.
Some sort of siege expansion into drop builds or something like that.
Terrans don't drop in TVP. There's no need to drop when you're fucking invincible. Just make shit, and then you attack, and then you win. That's the entire matchup. You don't need to do any fanciness in this.
Okay.
Oh, Mazur's gonna gas steal. What a jerk. Oh, is Mazur gonna go for some? Does that mean that Mazur's going for some early aggression? No. Sometimes when a Protoss will gas steal, it means that they're gonna go for a faster 2-gate. Excuse me.
What about the first leg?
Sorry.
Will those games from the first leg be casted, or?
We are not casting the first leg.
We are only casting leg 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So leg 1 and 5 and 8 won't be casted at all.
Right. I can't cast game 1. It's in my contract.
Why?
When agreeing to put in 60, 70 hours of work for completely free, I I had some conditions in that.
I see.
Condition 1 is that I never have to wake up before 7 a.m. I like this condition. Condition 2 is that I never have to cast any games by either White or Fap Man.
What's the problem with those?
Okay, I can't say Fap Man without cracking up. I don't like casting his games. That's not fair. You're not allowed to have that as a nickname. So, no, I'm not casting any of them.
Then you just say the Terran instead of Fatman.
Unless it's a TVT.
Then you say the Green Terran or whatever color he is.
I could, or I could just never cast any of his games, and I like that solution more.
But it's too easy. And no, that's actually the hard one. Yeah, okay.
And then White.
What's with White?
White, I never cast White's games because I had to cast him a lot during Nation War. And every time I casted his games, his opponent was White, and he was red or blue or whatever. And I hate that, man. I hate that so much. So, that is why I will not be casting any of White or Fat Man's games.
Nice micro by Mazur.
Yep. Managing to pick off a lot of the Marines. Bender messing up a little bit there. He should have been able to keep those alive a lot better.
And another pylon.
Once again. Yeah. And this time, I think that the pylon's going to be more effective because Bender isn't just going to be able to kill off the pylon. And Mazur has enough units that if Bender decides to lift the factory to try to replace it, then Mazur can keep a unit underneath it and prevent it from landing. If Mazur keeps up with his aggression. It looks like, though, that he only has one zealot left, and once the vulture comes out, it's going to be very difficult for that zealot to get any kills after that.
But Mazur is already going 2 gate goons, so this could be problematic for Bender to stop later on, because he's still not lifting his factory in order to make a machine shop.
Yeah, he's not. He's just now attacking the pylon. There goes the lift. So
instead, he makes a bunker at his main entrance, so he's not thinking about getting his natural.
Yeah, it's definitely too. It's definitely too late to try to expand without the bunker. You need that at this point, even with a siege tank. And once Mazur's range finishes, which just has a little bit more time to go, he's going to be able to move in, and Bender's going to be put on the back foot once again. The machine shop finishes up now. The tank should be started any moment. There we go. So tank's on the way, but it's actually still going to be a while before the tank manages to get out. And because this is Tau Cross, there's a lot of room for the goons to move around. Without siege mode, I think that there's a good chance that the goons can try to go for a snipe. Anyway, bunker being focused down. He's not pulling SCVs. He's not pulling SCVs. He's actually evacuating with all the Marines. I don't know why he did that. Ooh, he might have tried to do that just to buy his SCVs enough time, because if he had left them in the bunker, then the bunker would have fallen.
Yeah, I think so too.
But at the same time, he's now pulling back with his SCVs. So, yep, they're going to be back in time, though. That tank, though, it needs to be really careful, because Mazur can easily snipe it. And here he goes. There's only one Marine in the bunker, so it's not going to do a lot of damage. And the tank goes down. The Dragoons could even snipe the SCVs, I think, if they wanted to. But no, just going to return back to the position they were at. Put the SCV in the bunker. Return to the position they were at. And go back to whittling away on the bunker. Second tank out now. Siege mode's just about finished. And that's what's really going to be necessary to stop this.
A really good tank snipe by Mazur. He didn't lose a single goon and killed a tank and a vulture for free, sort of. Oh!
Oops. Dragoon forgot which way retreating was. Almost died. And now Mazur's gonna pull back with most of his units. Just keep a... I think he might want to keep just a couple there, just to make Bender a little bit more careful in bringing out the command center. There's no cost to it, and if you can slow down the command center landing, it can be nice. But instead, Mazur's going to start to fan out his goons. It looks like he's fanning them out as if he's expecting a drop. Is that what Bender is going for? Nope. Just being cautious.
Mazur going for a fast third base, because I think he scouted the command center and knows that there won't be any aggression coming soon. So he is free to take a fast third base, and now is in an extremely good position.
Definitely. Yeah. Mazur is pretty much free to do whatever he wants at this point. He could ramp up the aggression if he wanted to. He can go and take this safe third. Hell, he can probably even take a safe fourth. But getting up his tech now. The Citadel is on the way. Music louder. I can turn the music up a little bit. I don't know why Brood War music is so loud, because I have to turn it down to like 6 out of 100, and that's what it was at now, like 6 out of 100. But you could clearly hear Brood War sounds very easily. And then when you turn it up all the way, it just breaks my eardrums.
Maybe it's me again. I don't know.
No. It's a Brood War thing. It has nothing to do with you. So Bender has enough siege tanks that he's going to be secure for the time being. Not a lot Mazur is going to be able to do in terms of aggressive opportunities. But man, Mazur, he fanned out his dragoons. He has scouting pylons. He has dragoons at his base. I think Mazur is really fearing the drop.
Well, now Mazur has an observer in his base, so he should see that Bender is just now making his factories, and the push will come at a really late time, and Mazur will have a good amount of time to react to that and maybe even break him before that.
Yeah.
It depends on when Bender will move out.
Is he gonna move out now? Ooh, this is a pretty risky decision. He has no vultures at all, and just a handful of marines to try to guard the tanks. Now Mazur only has dragoons, but he he has the citadel down already.
Speed seals.
Is speed done?
It looks like it.
And yes, it is. So yeah, this is a pretty scary position. This is what Terrans tend to do on Tau Cross. They make a huge line that connects the very open third to their natural. But without enough vultures or without enough supply depots or whatnot to try to block the zealots, I think that attack from Mazur here could be really effective. And let's see what it's able to do. Dragoons are going to come in. They're going to be able to take out the command center that's building and a lot of the turrets. And these zealots are just going to chew through the tanks. And now the dragoons are stepping up. Mines going down at the last moment. Oh, gets a nice mine hit. But all the tanks are going to go down. Bender's going to be forced to cancel the third. And this is getting too late in the game for Bender to be on. Oh. Alright.
I guess Bender just left the game.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah. There's a little bit. Bender was in a really bad position because he couldn't continue on two bases for much longer. And I guess instead of trying to go for it once more, he just moving into the second game.
He most likely would have also had a bad time just defending his natural, because Mazur's already still got a good amount of units left.
Right.
On to the next game, I would say.
Oh. Mazur saying he did GG.
Yeah, sometimes the GG won't show if the player immediately leaves after that, I think. But I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Alright.
Anyway, go.
So, game number 2, Mazur versus Bender. Bender as the blue Terran, top right, and Mazur as the white Protoss, bottom left. White.
I shouldn't have read that. My friend just sent me something in Skype, and I totally needed to laugh at that.
All right. Okay. So, PVT on Sniper Ridge, and I like Terran on this map. Those ridges make counterattacking very hard for the Protoss, and it's very constricted Protoss movement. You can make a full lap around the circle, but really that's your only opportunity for surrounds. Otherwise, the Terran can just move ridge to ridge and do a lot of damage.
As we saw in Bender against LML.
And as we saw in Bender versus LML, exactly.
Where Bender more or less just A-moved onto the ridge and won with his first attack.
Yep. So, We'll see if Mazur is going to be as aggressive on this map. This map isn't as good for that super early style of aggression. It's not. It's a downward ramp, and it's going to be a 4-player map instead of a 3-player map. So I'd be surprised if he does the same kind of aggression. And it looks like he's not going to. He's building the assimilator now, saving up money for the cyber core instead of going for an early zealot. Excuse me.
Well, at least Bender won't get gas stealed this time. So the game will be different.
Nope. Yeah, gonna have a normally timed factory. Should be a little bit easier to hold off the Dragoon aggression. And Mazur trying to be a little bit sneaky and hide a pylon down in the bottom corner. That's just so if Bender comes in and scouts around, he will go, "Hey, there's not a pylon here. There should definitely be a pylon here," and then start to worry about proxies that aren't coming. Why is everybody talking about food?
It makes me hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too. I don't have grapes. I wish I had a bushel bunch. Yeah, I kept wanting to say a box of grapes. It's like that doesn't make sense. This is when you put grapes in boxes. Anyway, excuse me. So, excuse me. Bender going for the siege expand. I'm going to be very safe with it. Mazur shouldn't be able to do too much damage with his dragoons because Bender didn't throw down an early barracks, so there isn't really much for him to shoot at. 5 Marines. Well, if he keeps the Marines out there, once Mazur gets a couple more goons, he might be able to do something, but probably not. SCV gonna make it back home safely.
This looks more like an aggressive version of the FD because he still has a good amount of gas in the bank. Or I'm just bad at TVP.
Yeah, he's getting mine upgrade first. So he's definitely going to be going for an FD kind of push. And his Marines are just getting a head start on that.
And he still has around 400 gas. No, yeah, no.
Yeah. So.
Which is why I was quite concerned why he still already has a SV out and is now pushing aggressively.
Well, we'll see. He went for mines instead of speed once again, so it means that the vultures are going to have a hard time getting to the battle. But once they do, the mines can be very effective against just goons. Mazur has his units on the high ground, and this is going to be a nice position if that's where Terran attacks, but it's a small enough force that Terran might be able to just go through the choke instead. And it looks like, yeah, Terran not going to attack up the high ground, but instead going to attack through the small choke, engaging 1 Dragoon all alone, forcing the pack to back up. And mine drags with the goon, doesn't manage to kill any of the Terran units. And Mazur's going to have to pull back. He really can't engage that. Having to go up a high ground, assuming that Bender keeps his tank safe. He needs to move back with the tank. Oh, Bender got really aggressive there. Do you have more vultures? Yeah, he has more vultures coming in. So, I don't know how long he's able to he'll be able to control this. Yeah, he's just gonna pull back now. Leave some mines there for the goons to deal with.
And now Bender has 700 gas. So I guess he just forgot to remove the SCVs from gas while going FD.
Yeah. I'm surely not gonna mess with his build too much. It's not as if he's gonna have that gas the entire game. He's gonna have plenty of chances to spend it with the various upgrades and more siege tanks. Now, looks like Bender is gearing up to take a relatively fast third. He already has the turret in position and putting siege tanks on this very hard to attack spot on that high ground. Ooh. Meanwhile, it looks like Mazur is hiding some Templar tech. So we're gonna see him get a little bit cheesy. He already has the robotics facility and he's making the shuttle. So we're gonna see some DT drops. Bender did get a lot of early turrets, but has he thrown them down?
It looks more like a 2-base arbiter.
Really?
The Stargate approves with me.
Oh.
Unless he just makes 4 Dark Templars now and then 1.
No, he loaded the shuttle up with zealots. So it's not gonna be late DT drops. It's gonna be for really fast arbiters. 2-base arbiter.
I think the shuttle with the seals is to break any kind of early push which could be coming, but I think he will just now realize that Bender is going for a fast third base and he will either try to bust it or he will try to bust it. Or not.
Ooh, ouch.
Oh, shuttle goes down.
Loses the shuttle, doesn't drop a single zealot. Pretty big mistake, and loses a goon as well. So he can't be aggressive at all without that shuttle. So, excuse me. Arbiters have a little bit of time to go. I don't know if I like going for arbiters when last game I was chastising LML for not having fast enough arbiters, but now Mazur is going for really fast arbiters, and he's going to be on a much worse economy compared to Bender to get those arbiters. And
Bender just scanned the 6 o'clock position and saw that Mazur got a late third base. He can't be totally sure because he didn't scout the base at 3 o'clock, but still Bender is in a good position here. Unless he dies now.
He shouldn't. Bender's army's a little bit too far to the left to protect against this entire attack. But good mines going down. There are enough siege tanks that all the dragoons are going to be going to die. It's just a matter of how many SCVs will they be able to kill. Most of these dragoons are injured anyway. So 1 SCV, 2 SCV, I think there was a second SCV in that, and then the dragoons are just going to retreat. Tanks will clean them up pretty easily. Now, Mazur just threw away his army. So when the first arbiter comes out, there's not much he's going to be able to do with it. As he starts to re-macro, he's throwing down a 6th gateway, but yeah, I'm not sure what he can do, because it's not a big enough army to break that many tanks, and if he goes for a recall, he literally will be recalling everything he has.
Well, it's interesting that Bender is again not even trying to harass with vultures. He just goes for more tank-based game in the beginning, I would say. and later on starts on adding vultures.
He definitely should be doing more with vultures, but in this situation, I'm more okay with it because LML was getting a fast
Mazur.
No, I meant LML. Because LML was being so defensive with his initial units, then Bender should have been able to get his vultures all over the map and lay mines everywhere and at least poke for harass. But Mazur's been a lot more aggressive, so it's a bit more forgivable from the Terran's perspective to not have mines everywhere. They should, but it's at least understandable why they don't.
Yeah, but I mean, he never scouted the 3 o'clock base. Theoretically, Mazur could have gotten his third base there, placing it a little bit sneaky, and he would have gotten it away with it without any kind of defense at all.
Recall has just finished, and Bender's base is looking very vulnerable to Recall. There's a lot of open ground. He hasn't thrown down any spider mines yet. So it's a question of where exactly Mazur is going to recall and what kind of force he's going to bring with it. He doesn't have much of a force. If he recalls in an army, it's going to be everything he has.
Yeah. Interesting line of factories by Bender.
Yep. Big mains are nice. Actually, it's really surprising he doesn't have machine shops on almost any of these.
Yeah, now he only has machine shops on 2 of these.
Yeah.
I guess this is also because he started with more or less tank only. And now Mazur gets the base I set, which wasn't scouted.
Yeah. Definitely. Now that Bender is starting to incorporate more vultures in, he definitely should be starting to poke out with them instead of just keeping them to protect the tanks. Protecting the tanks is good, but you have enough to be moving out with 6. It's not as if you're doing anything else at this point in the game. But it looks
well, I didn't manage to catch one of his scans, except the one at his at 6, so pushing out would be good for him because he's more or less max and 40 supply ahead against Mazur.
Once again, going for the double armor. He already has 1-1. 2-1 is about halfway done.
And here comes the first vessel.
Yep. Now...
Oh, recall coming at the 9. I mean, there's the...
Yes, and he threw down 1 extra turret, but still does not have any spider mines. Bender's army is now halfway across the map, so...
Recall!
So now Bender could just ignore this and continue on with his army because there's no way Mazur is going to be able to defend this attack. We could have somewhat of a base trade situation, but I think that Bender can sacrifice a lot of these supply depots and eventually be able to finish us off and be able to kill off Mazur's natural and main. We'll have to see. Vultures and tanks pushing through, easily able to A-move. Stasis on the science vessel, so it can't cast an EMP. And Mazur's army is now fully forced to retreat. It's so small in comparison. Does Bender have enough scans? I think Bender has enough scans to keep this up. Yeah, Bender's gonna have enough scans, so he doesn't have to worry about not being able to detect. But now Bender's army is moving in towards the natural. There's nothing to defend against this. Vulture's moving into the
back at home.
Main. Yeah. And there are a lot of tanks now here to clean this up, and this is what I was trying to describe. Bender just sacrifices some of his tech, sacrifices some of his supply depots, and now because of that is able to push through. So. I think that this base trade could work out very well for him because it's going to be almost impossible for Mazur to defeat this entire army, even if it is very tank light because he sent most of them home. Stasis once again going down on the science vessel. He needs to be careful to just constantly scan. But there's so many units. I think that all these gateways are going to go down eventually. Meanwhile, now getting up enough supply depots to unsupply block himself, and he didn't sustain.
Oh, nice Nice stasis.
Nice stasis. He didn't sustain any economic damage from the attack, while Mazur lost his natural. So he doesn't really need the Science Vessel tech, and he already got his upgrades from his armory. So now that he has his supply depots up again, Bender really didn't lose horrible amounts from that recall, despite how much percentage-wise of the base is gone.
Yeah.
So
even though Mazur now managed to clean up the attack, and he didn't lose any of his gateways, I still think he's in an extremely bad position when you just look at how much minerals Bender has in the base, and is now setting up on the 3 o'clock base and brings his tanks from his main into position, and it should be hard for Mazur to come back.
Mazur is almost certainly going to lose. Going to lose the 9 o'clock. Excuse me, got that backwards.
Many mines.
The 9 o'clock base. His main is almost mined out, and there is only one tank here, so maybe with enough goons he can push through this. Ooh, he needs to scan. Oh.
Yeah, Bender lost 4 tanks for 3, and the 3 tanks in the middle are not really helping out.
Yeah, I guess the Nexus isn't quite going to be able to go down. Trying to mine up here. And Mazur, to his credit, did some really nice crisis management there. He could have very easily lost the game outright instead of just being in the position he's at now.
There are many. This is many Goliath, yes.
That's a bit of an overreaction. It's not as if he's
at least he found his 3 tanks before they died.
Yeah. Yeah, Bender really does not need that many Goliaths at all, but it's a head by 40 supply at this point. He has some pretty good map control, and he's now expanding to take this 4th. As long as he's able to keep this 4th up and running, I think that Bender's going to be able to win this game. Mazur with 2-0 upgrades, not terribly good. Bender's still at 2-1 because he did lose his armories, or at least one of his armories. But he lost the science facility, so he'd have to rebuild that before he could start next upgrades. Stasis going down, catching 8 Goliaths, which is okay. Normally Goliaths and Vultures don't matter, but when you get that many, it's at least decent, especially against an army that's so heavily comprised of them. I wonder if just building that many Goliaths is a function of how much gas he has, because he's using his Goliaths in the exact same way you would use Vultures. And Vultures are a little bit better at being Vulture. Or Goliaths are a little bit better at doing the Vultures task than the Vultures are. It's just that the Vultures are cheaper, and given that Bender really hasn't mined up anyway, I guess there's not a reason not to. Meanwhile, Mazur going for a counterattack, and once again, the armies aren't going to really engage each other. We're just going to have attacks on opposite sides of the map.
The science facility is still there. He already had a vessel.
Okay, he rebuilt it, but he lost in the recall.
Oh, I forgot it.
So, Siege Tank's going to be able to take out this base, and Bender's going to once again go for an attack on Mazur's main. Will Mazur be able to hold it off once again? He has a small army outside, and that was really what saved him last time. There was a lot of tanks caught on the low ground, and the fact that he could bring in an army to reinforce and take most of them out. He doesn't quite have that luxury this time around.
He recalls to the 9. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't recall very much. Yeah, Bender's going to be able to clean that up. He didn't lose a lot of SCVs. And Bender's slowly but surely making his way up the ramp. A few Dragoons going down. It's 80 supply compared to 170. So my Bender pretty much has this, even though he lost his... He's not mining at the moment. It's a little bit worrisome, but he's ahead by so much supply that it just doesn't matter. Mazur's gateways are now all going down. GG from Mazur. So, tying it up 1-1. Players looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Players looking pretty good so far. All right.
8-8-9-9.
Yeah. I'm gonna join the game, and then we're gonna take a 60-second timeout because I have finished my water and I need another one.
Okay. So then I have no idea about the other brackets. Hackerbeast only gave me the replays for brackets 2, 3 and 4. I have no replays of bracket or leg 1, and legs 5 and 8 also weren't casted. No, I won't do a barrel roll, but maybe Hackerbeast can do it. But I would have really seen the games from leg 1 and 5 and 8. I don't know, maybe they will get casted if our lovely casters will get bugged enough.
Alright, I'm back. I have water.
Alright. Go?
Go.
Okay.
In the top position, we have Mazur playing White Protoss. In the bottom position, we have Bender as the Purple Terran. And the map is Destination. So this is going to be a pretty hard map for Mazur. Protosses do not like this map because it's very easy for Terrans to do exactly what Bender's been doing this entire bracket. Just max up on 3 bases and push across the map. We'll see what Mazur's able to do to try to counter that.
Well, the second game, Mazur did quite well with his 2-base arbiter build. There were 1-2 positions where, or situations where he just wasted too many units. So I think his recall at that point would have been way better if he didn't lose all those goons before that. So I think his 2-base arbiter will be quite good on this map. So this looks like a gas steal attempt.
Yeah, Mazur sent out his probe before sitting down the pylon, and brings his probe up and around. So yep, going to be for a gas steal, going to want to do some early aggression like he had in the first game, and it really set the entire tone of the game for him.
Yeah.
Now, if he's able to get the SEV building the barracks, that would be quite nice, but probably not going to be well.
Only 2 hits left.
He's actually managing to dodge a lot of the attacks, and yeah, he managed to stop construction on the barracks. That's going to be really big for yeah, for getting the Zealot in there with less marine pressure. And now,
such a nasty move.
And Bender is pulling off so many SCVs to attack the assimilator. It's actually really starting to cost him. Yeah, only leaving 3 SCVs left to mine.
That is many SCVs.
And
oh man.
The
This
triple
so
gas
gonna hurt.
steal. Oh man, how much longer until that first zealot gets here? First zealot now just spawned, so it still has a little bit of time to get back. The first marine's out now. Is he gonna?
Okay, no, he won't try it again.
No, it looks like he's all gas steeled out.
But it's fun that Bender doesn't even have the minerals to just make the refinery. So yeah. That gas is late.
I guess is very late, and he delayed a lot of other stuff. He's only starting his second marine now. I don't think it's gonna finish in time for for when the zealot gets there. So he's once again gonna have to deal with some harass, and he didn't place the barracks or a supply depot by the command center, so he can't micro the marine back and forth like that. SCV going to see the zealot, and so it's gonna stop momentarily. Before moving in now, there are 3 marines out. 4th and 5th are queued up, but it looks like Mazur is not going to attack.
Did Bender scout this 1-gate expansion into goons? I would say.
He hasn't.
Did scout it, right?
He hasn't been able to scout it. No. He certainly hasn't. He hasn't scouted the expansion. He scouted the first gateway, but that's just a given. So, pulling 2 more SCVs, furthering inhibiting his economy, and has enough guys here that Mazur's not going to be able to break up that. But Mazur's perfectly fine with that. He just wants to stop the. Oh, is he going in? No, he's not. It looked like Mazur just wanted to. Looks like he just wants to try to prevent the expansion for now, or at least delay it to some extent. Bender will be moving out with his SCV. So he will scout that there's not going to be a lot of aggression following this up. And Mazur, after the fast expo, is going for a very fast robotics facility.
Oh, that's many probes that get transferred.
Yeah. Might have been a few too many, but... Yeah, probably.
And the SCV should get through that probe block. Oh, close.
Attempting to. Now that there's a goon out, I don't think he's going to be able to.
Yeah. Or?
Oh,
Really?
still manages to get in. Is he going to be able to see it? Yes, he does see the. He does see the fast robo, and there's a shuttle being built out of it.
This looks like Reaver
No,
with the 2 seals.
no, because he. Well, I take that back. Yes, it is going to be.
Yeah.
It is going to be Reaver. But he delayed the robotics. Maybe he didn't delay the robotics facility. I thought you were supposed to build the robotics before you built the shuttle. But
No, you build it halfway.
All right. Well, how prepared is Bender going to be for Reaver harass? He's getting the engineering bay down now. The bunker at the front's going to help. It looks like the natural with the siege tank and with the bunker is going to be pretty secure, but the main is much less secure.
In the last 2 games, Bender also got this fast engineering bay, but he only made just the bare minimum number of turrets to survive against the DT rush, I would say.
Right.
Like 1 at his natural and maybe 1 in his main, but nothing that would really defend against Reaver Harris. So let's see how he will defend.
He did
them.
put a couple around the perimeter, and it seems like he has an SCV in position. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna have a couple around the perimeters, but the shuttle can still fly over just a single turret like that. But we'll see. The shuttle just with 1 Reaver, I assume. Ooh,
nice turret line.
I was gonna say I assume he's gonna load up some more units, but he might be preparing an elevator. Is that what's going on? No, not gonna be for an elevator. And Mazur's gonna turn around. I thought he could have just dropped up there anyway, but he might have not wanted to lose the shuttle, even if he did get off all those units. So Bender's going to quite effectively deny that.
I think Mazur still has the second game in his mind, and where he lost his shuttle just one turret. So I think he won't harass anymore and just tries to play defensively with his Reaver now.
Possibly. Yeah, but
oh, second Reaver. Okay, never mind. He will harass.
Yeah, he does need to do something. He does need to do something with the Reavers. It costs so much to build those 2 Reavers and to build the buildings that associate with them, that if you do no damage, you're pretty far behind. I mean, if you don't lose them, then you're not that far behind. You can try to incorporate them in, but they're really hard to find places for in your army once the Terran opponent gets a lot of tanks out and starts to push across the map. So.
Well, you use them kind of like muralisks, in which you place them outside of the double bridge and just wait for the tanks to move out, and the Reaver will shoot, and you just pick the Reaver up until the Terran sieges, which requires the Terran to slowly siege push or wait for his Goliath. And you get 3 shots out. And this looks like Mazur will do that.
Alright. So Mazur has already set up his third, starting to research +1. And it looks like Mazur is going to be content in just setting up a little bit of a contain with the Reavers and the Goons. Now, it's kind of hard to contain a Terran when they have siege tanks, but if there was a map to do it on, it'd be Destination.
Well, this time the Arbiter will be late, and he will go for speed seal follow-up against Bender, who looks like he wants to double expand, or else I won't understand SV at the bottom left. Roll only.
I'm kind of surprised Mazur didn't keep just a unit back there. You have complete control of the front. You might as well just keep a unit there. If it can't stop the expansion, you can at least keep an eye on what's going on. But it looks like Bender is going...
Oh, he scouted the Reaver.
Oh,
nice.
Very nice timing by Miz. Oh. Never mind. Take back what I was going to say. And the Reavers are going to be able to get a shot off? Yes, they're going to be able to take out the siege tank. Nice.
And this will take quite a long time until Bender can finally go out and secure his third base. So the Reaver will play a key role in that.
Yep. Yep. And Bender's still keeping an SCV back there. Wants to take that mineral only eventually, but just doesn't quite have the money for it yet. And Mazur's doing a good job of keeping those Reavers alive. He only took that one tank shot. Meanwhile, has Bender gone for double upgrades again this game? No, this is going to be the first game that he doesn't go for double upgrades, but here comes the attack from Mazur, trying to catch Bender when he's a little bit exposed.
That wasn't an attack, it was a forced engagement because Mazur didn't have his army on hold position and they just went in.
Well then.
So, yeah. Now it kind of looks good for Bender. But he still needs to fight, and Mazur now has a good amount of speed here, and if he get... Oh man. those
And
tanks.
that's a lot of speed zealots. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage to the tanks, and dropping the reavers. The reavers go down immediately. He clumped them up too much so they took splash damage. But there's still enough speed slots that he might be able to take out all the tanks. The dragoons managed to fight off the vultures, so Mazur engaged the army as best as he possibly could. And Bender, despite having a much bigger army, is still going to go for almost an even trade. The dragoons won't quite be able to get down the expansion, but a very nice engagement for him nonetheless.
That was close.
A few more units coming in from Mazur. He's going to be able to take out these tanks. Yeah, he's going to be able to take out those tanks. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to be able to take out that command center. He still does have 2 goons working on it, but Bender is rallying in more reinforcements. Going to take out Mazur's immediate reinforcements. Mazur has more on the way. The dragoons are now focusing on SCVs. 14 kills between them. And Mazur is just preparing with some more speed lots, getting ready to attack once again. It looks like those dragoons will go down. And he doesn't... yeah. It looks like he's done with the aggression for now, but he's done a lot of good damage.
Mazur preparing for carrier at 12 o'clock.
Ooh. Indeed. 3-gate carrier. Carrier's kind of interesting on this map because there's not a lot of cliffs out in the middle of the map, which is what carriers usually rely on. But at the same time, the bases are quite close to each other by air, so there's a lot of possibilities in that regard. And Goliaths can be really stupid when trying to all cross bridges at once, and it requires the Goliaths to be around in a lot of different places on the map. So it's a weird dichotomy in that sense. In some ways, Destination is really good for carriers. In some ways, Destination is not good for carriers.
It's the same way with the Terran army. Terran army will most likely not go through the middle. It will most likely go to the middle right expansion and try to push to the small choke into that. So carrier are good in that sense, or else he needs to fight the Protoss army on open ground, and that's not what Terran wants to do.
Reset your mic.
Okay.
Alright. And we're better?
I don't know.
Well, you're quieter, but I think the problem went away.
Well, I try it again.
Ah, there we go. Sounding good now.
And see a push from Bender.
Yeah.
Exactly the base I said he would push.
Yep. And this is looking like it's going to take down that base very quickly. The carriers aren't quite out yet, and Bender's hitting him that critical time when Mazur can't use his carriers, but at the same time, his army is so weak that there's not much he can do. The benefit is, though, that Bender hasn't scouted carriers yet. He has no Goliaths on the field at all.
Yeah.
So, okay, he just switched.
He
Switched into Goliath production. So there's going to be a small window where Mazur's carriers can do some damage. I'm surprised he's not moving him out now, because it's not as if he's hiding them at this point. Here comes the attack from Mazur, forced to attack up a ramp against a lot of clumped tanks. That dropship's going to help out a lot, and with an overwhelming number of speed lots, he's actually going to be able to win that engagement just barely. He still did lose the base, though. Now Mazur needs to get something done with these carriers.
Really nice that he managed to keep his mineral-only expansion, because now he still has the position of the bases at the middle right, and he now is in a better position to fight this push which is coming now. But I think Mazur should get the left base now, because Terran is pushing to the right side, and I think Bender should take the expansion at the middle right, because his whole army is there now, and it would be a free expansion to take.
Yeah, Bender. When your opponent goes carriers, you have a lot of opportunities to take bases around the map because they tend to be safe just by virtue of the fact that carriers can't move out a lot. So Terran can get a lot more aggressive in the places they want to expand. Looks like Mazur is slowly but surely pushing out with his units, but
and Bender just A-moved around the map.
yeah. And the carriers are now out. There's a full complement of 6. It looked like they all have their full interceptors. They even the interceptors even have +1 attack, so that's nice. And the carriers are very easily going to be able to check out the tanks. Bender hasn't gotten the good amount of Goliaths he needs yet. D Matrix on the tanks. I don't know why. I mean,
maybe he wants to kill enough stuff.
I mean, it got him 1 extra goon, I guess, but now he needs.
He should have many Goliath.
He should have a lot more Goliaths than he does. Yeah, he has this little pocket here, the pocket crossing the bridge, and that's not going to be enough to stand up to that many carriers, especially with +1. Now. Couple turrets going down, but that's not going to be enough either. And it looks like Bender's going to lose his natural very quickly here. Yep, taking out those turrets, preventing them from completing. Next will be all the SCVs, and he's positioning his carriers in a way so that he can dance back and forth over this cliff, so that he can avoid Goliaths. And not quite going to be able to snipe the command centers being repaired, but he's going to come right back to the other side, pick off the vessels, pick off the turret, and then go for either SCV or command center kills.
And at the complete opposite side of the map, we see the mineral only falling to a handful of tanks and vultures, because all his goons were stuck while going around. And now the carriers have taken out the mineral only.
Yep, got some SCV kills as well, and now he can come back and once again resume harass on the on this expansion. It's very easy to snipe a lot of those SCVs with the carriers, and Bender is reduced down to a single base, considering that his main is mined out, and Bender doesn't have a huge bank to work with here. So Bender isn't looking like he's in a very good position at all. I think these carriers really are going to put the screws in on him. Bender attacking across the map, taking out that expansion easily, but it just doesn't matter. Mazur can afford to lose these expansions with his army. I think he's going to be completely fine. Just playing a little bit of refugee.
I think it will be completely close, because Mazur doesn't really have a good ground army. Only his 7 goon in Bender's base, and Bender has around 2 groups of Goliaths still around his main base, which will now come home to defend his base. So to me it looks more like Mazur has no base left, and Bender winning it with his Goliath.
I don't know, man. Refugee toss is a lot easier than refugee Terran, and now the carriers are moving in and are going to do a lot of damage to the stuff in the main. There were Dragoons at the top of the ramp, so that if Goliaths attempt to come home, he's going to lose a lot of them fighting up the ramp.
It looks close game.
And yeah, this actually is a rather close game now. Bender continuing to attempt to attack across the double bridge, and is going to be able to get into the natural. Mazur just trying to throw as much as he can at the problem, and now Bender's using all of his Goliaths.
Ooh, nice.
Bender's using all of his Goliaths just to attack Mazur's main. He's not going to bother trying to take care of the carriers. He understands that there's nothing he can do against it. He just wants to do be able to do as much damage as he's receiving at this point. It looks like the natural is going to fall. Is Mazur still mining?
Oh wait, this could turn into a base race, because Mazur doesn't have any building around, and only has his Goliath.
It's starting
his carrier, I mean.
It's starting to look that way. Neither player is mining. 4 new carriers out for Mazur. Mazur is mining a little bit. He still has something left in his main, but Mazur needs to sneak out a probe at this point, just to start to throw down pylons. Bender, I believe the only buildings he has left are these ones. Does he have buildings elsewhere on the map? Ooh, he has turrets scattered across, and he lifted off all the factories, so he's floating the factories out. So he's gonna be fine for the base race. Meanwhile, Mazur
Mazur is replenishing with more carriers.
Yeah, it looks like +2 attack. Yeah, +2 attack just finished for the carriers. Not a huge deal at this point. And is he gonna? No, he's not gonna build a shuttle. Actually, with all the probes trapped, Mazur might be in a bit of trouble here, just because he might run out of buildings. Bender even using SCVs to try to take down buildings as fast as possible. Uh-oh. I thought Mazur was...
This will be very close, but I guess Mazur will take it because he just has too many carrier.
I don't know. Does he have enough carriers to actually beat off the Goliaths?
Oh, it doesn't look like it.
He might.
Maybe.
He might.
Close.
With proper micro, he should be fine, but it's very easy to mess up the micro a little bit, and the Goliaths will chew through carriers if you're not careful. Like that, just 3 Goliaths from the back, managing to pick off a carrier or two.
Bender really needs to focus on the carrier because Mazur still got enough minerals to replenish a handful of
Interceptors,
I would say.
And
so I just found out that I have Mazur's hotkey. Mazur has 7 carriers left.
Bender's gonna be able to take out everything in the main. That means these are the only buildings. These are the only buildings left for Mazur. Is Mazur actually? Does he have enough stuff? The Goliath's in a great position. He can't micro if the Goliaths are far enough into the main that he can't use that cliff. But at the same time, Bender can't replenish every Goliath he lost. He can't make back.
Yeah,
there are so few left.
Mazur got this.
Oh, I think there are just few enough Goliaths.
Yeah.
He does have factories there. He could actually make more Goliaths at this point. He has enough money for like 3 or 4 more. But
yeah.
Oh man. Just
that was close.
barely living with stuff. A GG from Bender. Wow. Wow, dude. I thought for sure Mazur had it, and then I thought for sure Bender had it.
Yeah.
And then Mazur won.
That was a really close game.
Alright. Joining game.
Yep. And here we go. Game 4.
Alright. So, bottom right side, we have ISL 3 Bender as the Purple Terran once again on the brink of elimination. At the top position, we have ISL 3 Mazur as the Teal Protoss, who needs just one more game to get into ISL 3. Oh, alright, and the map is Aztec. So, I think Mazur has the advantage on this map. I think that Bender's style just really, it's really hard to do that style on Aztec specifically.
Wait a minute, what was the first map?
First map?
Yes.
I forget now. The second one was Sniper Ridge, and the third one was Destination. It's
Yeah.
Tau Cross.
Ah, okay, Tau Cross. I was thinking for a minute that the first map was also Aztec, and then that this is actually the 5th game. which is why I was a little bit confused, but everything is okay. And Mazur goes for the same style of gateway placement, which... Who did it?
LML
did it?
Yeah, this is the same thing LML did. And I like it a lot on this map. There's some good aggressive opportunities for Protoss here. And Bender's going to change it up a little bit, instead building his barracks outside of his base. But he also got the fast gas, so it's not exactly a 1-Rax FE.
And it seems he will lose his SV again.
Looking like it. And... oh... Nope, he's gonna run it away, so
maybe later.
He's not quite dead yet. Well, meanwhile, Mazur building his first zealot, and is
the SCV is coming back. Yeah. SCV is coming back. The second one is also nearly dying, and here it comes.
Oh, he had that. Oh man, that probe's actually gonna chase the SCVs into the main. There's one with 2 hits left and one with 1 hit yet, and now they're gonna repair each other. Oh man. All right, so it looks like no probe kills for
only one Marine, and now the seal is at the barracks in 5 seconds.
Where is the Marine?
Chasing the probe.
It's chasing the probe? Ah, there it is. And that... he did manage to snipe the probe, and he's going to pull back with the Marine, but he still does not have good micro positioning, and now his barracks is outside of his base. I was going to say I like having the barracks outside because it means that you don't have to work up a ramp. But at the same time, if you're just going to pull back, then having your barracks so far away from everything else is not good. SCV coming back for Bender.
It looked like the same barracks occupation like in the last games where Bender made 1 Marine and then waited for the factory and other stuff and then made additional Marines. And now he just lost 3 Marines to 1 seal without attacking, and this should be extremely hard to come back from. Because the goon is coming.
Yeah, that goon is going to cause so many problems. The machine shop is almost done, so the tank isn't too far behind it, but still...
Bender really needs a bunker now.
Oh man, he's having trouble keeping Marines alive to put into a bunker, even if he had one. Yeah. But I don't think that he's going to be able to hold the high ground, and he's going to end up losing that supply depot and possibly the barracks if he doesn't lift it. Lots of SCVs being pulled now, and now Bender is going all in his defense. It's this is not pretty at all. The siege tank just now finishing, and GG from Bender. Mazur with a very quick 4th game has qualified for ISL 3. Congratulations to him. So, as we move into the final set of the day, yet another shout out to, yet another shout out to the sponsors, Altitude and Nimly Game. You should go download their game at altitudegame.com. You should check it out. Sorry. Shout out to Sale, and shout out to Sale's viewers for that Twitch TV money. Shout outs to Fairyland, Noise, Prowler, Nabopolis, Ruskig, Trap, and Coram Jahalen. Before we start the game, I'm going to go look back at the bracket really quickly so we can see where we're going. We're going to the bottom left portion of the bracket, Semih, Oya, Modesty, WendiGo. But Oya didn't show up. So, just 2 series to cast in this. Modesty versus...
I only have 1 series.
Right. Oya wasn't there. So you have Modesty versus WendiGo. And then in the final round, we'll have the winner of Modesty versus WendiGo versus Semih.
but I have no final round replays.
You don't have any final round replays.
I don't have a folder with round of 16 games.
Awa! Alright. I'll go send a message to Awa. We'll start the best of 3 ZVZ, and by the time that we finish with that, Awa should be should be done. Let me go send him a message. Semih, start the game, please.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, top position, we have ISL3 Modesty. How does he do it with an underscore? Ooh, the first 2 underscores. Alright. ISL3 Modesty as the purple Zerg. I think it was a capital M. And in the left position, we have ISL3 WendiGo. Capital W. WendiGo.
My good friend WendiGo.
Your good friend WendiGo.
Yes.
Oh. WendiGo has funky capitalization and a closing bracket. He's not my good friend. Alright. Boom. So, have you taught WendiGo all the intricacies of mastering ZVZ?
Yes, I tried to.
You tried to?
The best thing I can say is that he should try his own stuff and play the builds he is most comfortable with, or else it doesn't matter.
Whoops.
We trained this map 1-2 days ago, and he was pretty confident that he finally got to play a CBC. Well, at least that's what he said to me before the games.
So, Modesty with an overgas, and WendiGo went for a 9 pool speed. Alright. So, excuse me. Modesty's gonna be able to... Oh, actually, his spawning pool's... I don't think his spawning pool is going to be in time. I think WendiGo's going to be able to do some good damage with his initial lings. He doesn't know where his opponent is quite yet.
Well,
but
he should know.
He should know
because before the games, when my friend asked me what he should do with 9 plus speed against an overpool, because he was pretty sure that he was going to counter it in his games, and I said you have 2 possibilities: either you attack with your links, or you try to sunken bust him. So let's see what he will try.
Yeah, the sunken colony is going to make aggression really hard for WendiGo. Looks like he's just going to try to contain with the lings.
And proxy tanking them. With the drone that is coming.
Ooh. Ooh hoo hoo. Alright. Well, similar layer timings for both players, so the spires should be around the same time. Yeah, let's see how that works out for him. And try to proxy the sunken. He can put it on the creep outside of range of the sunken colony, and Modesty doesn't really have enough lings to try to contest it right now. So this is a pretty uncomfortable position for Modesty. He's now throwing down 2 creep colonies of his own.
This could be close.
Going to defend it. His sunken colony is certainly going to finish, but a 3 3 creep colonies going down for Modesty, so he will be able to get some of them up at least. And going into attack with the Lings wants to try to prevent those sunken colonies from going up. One of them goes down, but the Lings are going to be able to attack WendiGo's, and WendiGo's will certainly go down. And he also loses all of his Lings in that attack.
Oh.
So
that was not the best micro by WendiGo. I know how he plays, and that was just he wasn't at the right time.
So
and he didn't have the right micro at the right time. So yeah, he's pretty screwed. Yeah.
Right now, Modesty has a single advantage in that he has about 8 extra Lings. Or it might be 6 Lings and a drone. But WendiGo's going to have a really hard time holding this off.
Yeah.
And Mutalisks are on the way, but they're going to be a little bit too late for this engagement. The Lings are going to have some opportunity to try to get some drones kills before the Mutalisks pop. And even after those Mutalisks are out, well, Modesty has similarly timed Mutalisks, so he'll be able to do similar stuff in the air. How many drones went down? A good number of drones.
3 or 4.
It looks like he only has 4 left. It looks like he only has 4 left, and he's bringing one of them to attack. No, it's coming back. He accidentally slapped it with the Mutalisks.
Yeah, Modesty just have more gas and more mutas, and this should be it.
Yep. And with 2 Sunkens, Modesty really doesn't need to worry about random Ling running in and scoring a bunch of drone kills.
Yeah. But WendiGo really messed up the Sunken burst, I would say, because he didn't attack the 2 Sunkens up top for quite a while, and when he attacked, all the Lings were around, and Modesty got 3 hits from his own Lings, so yeah, not the best. Not the best micro. Second game. Okay, so
Alright, start it up. So, top left position, we have Modesty now as the blue Zerg. Bottom left, we have WendiGo, once again as the teal Zerg. And the map is Sniper Ridge.
yep.
Alright. So, think we'll see the same thing for WendiGo again? Or do you think he'll mix it up?
I already know what he will play because he told me already.
Oh, well then.
Well, before the games, WendiGo said that he wanted to play 9-pool layer, but after the first game, he couldn't think straight because of his bad micro and everything and all the tension, so he just went for great build.
Ah. Alright. So, we have that to look forward to. Modesty, not going to go over gas again, is getting his Overlord out. And will it be a 12 pool or a 12 hatch? It's a 12 pool.
I know it, but I won't tell.
Alright, so Modesty's going for a 12 pool. WendiGo has yet to throw down his, and there it is, the 12 in-base hatchery. So, alright. Modesty's gonna have a better long-term economy in having that second gas. But what?
Getting the gas won't mean that he will have a better economy, because when WendiGo goes 12 hedge, he will have the better economy. But the problem Modesty will face against this build is surviving without making too much defense and somehow getting Spire before WendiGo gets too many drones. Because with 12 pull against this 3 hatchling build, you need at least 2 sunkens or 1 sunken and masslings to stop the attack. And if you still want to go Spire, it will take a while to get a Spire done. So it's good for Modesty that... Wait, Modesty didn't scout him? I thought he would scout him. Oh, both overlords missed each other, and yeah, WendiGo goes for the hedge now at the natural, and Modesty won't scout it at all.
Alright. Could be an issue. Alright. I keep getting the Skype message because I asked both Awa and Justin if they had the next set of replays, and I didn't know if either of them did. But then Awa sent me his, and then Justin sent them to me one game at a time. So it was just da-ding, da-ding, da-ding.
Just don't hear it.
Right.
So it looks like Modesty can't find his enemy, and WendiGo is playing rather safe and waiting for his link speed to finish. I think he shouldn't attack now, considering that he forgot his overlord and is now stuck. But scouting will finally get into... Oh, he saw the hatchery, but he still doesn't know that WendiGo goes for a 3 hatch build.
Alright.
So let's see what. I think Modesty is guessing right because he makes the sunken.
It's WendiGo. He's getting a lot of lings out, but I don't think he's gonna be able to do anything with them.
Oh, scout link for Modesty. Still not getting into the main, but he saw a good amount of lings.
And Overlord now finally gets into the main, so he can see both of the hatcheries.
Now he sees the 3rd hatchery, and yeah. And let's see how he defends this. As you can see, Modesty can't make his Spire because he just has no minerals. And now, will that be 2 extra sunkens? I don't know.
We'll see.
Let's see what WendiGo will do. The attacks.
Coming in for the attack, this does not look good at all.
Attack.
Oh, that was poorly executed to begin with, and then with 2 sunkens behind that, it just really had no chance.
Yeah.
And WendiGo leaves the game.
Yeah. After the game, he was talking to me, and he said that he watched the replay after that, and then he realized that the game wasn't even over at that point, because there was no point. He didn't need to attack because of his 3 hatcheries, and he had more drones than Modesty. Could have just made a round of drones and waited until Modesty finally get up his Spire, because Modesty didn't even place his Spire. So it was 3 hatches against 2, and yeah, the pressure took over, my friend.
Alright,
so I'm quite sad, and I hope he kicks some ass in his 3rd try, because he couldn't play in his first try because his parents bugged him until he finally stopped playing. So yeah.
Alright. Okay,
So yeah, I don't have any more replays now.
I have the
don't have-
replays. I am.
Then you try to host it now. Maybe it works because we are still latency broken. I don't know. Let's just try.
I stopped forwarding my ports, so it will certainly not work.
Why do you stop forwarding your ports?
Because if I didn't know if the fact that I had forwarded my ports incorrectly might have been the reason for the beginning, so I took out that variable. I will mess with it later, but it's easier just for me to send you the replays.
You can't really forward them incorrectly, but whatever. Replays.
Well, if I had forwarded to
Replays.
like sending them,
Okay.
I was working on it, man. God. So, the next series and the final cast for the day is going to be ISL3 Modesty versus ISL3 Semih. Best of 5 PVZ. Winner moves on. Loser does not move on.
1 second.
Oh. Okay, I showed 2 replays on my desktop, but that's because the line of replays goes all the way down and then starts back up again. AWA sends me all 5 replays. And I can show you that. Oh, can't
Let's
see him.
hope you can still join my game, because
See?
I think
Oh,
it won't
can't see
be
him at
enough.
all. Ugh, fuck. There. Now you can see there are 5 replays. I did not
I
spoil.
also have 5 replays, and
I sent 5
don't
replays to
know
Bakuryu.
which is what.
Oh, they're not labeled?
They are labeled, but I
Okay.
mean, I don't know which replay is a spoiled replay or not.
Okay.
I mean, a spoiler
Right,
replay.
right.
Yeah.
Alright. So, join 8899. Ah, man. Ah, nope. Shit. Is sales still...
Casey, we need you.
Yeah. Somebody want to come help us real quickly? Unless we want to go try Icy Cup again, but probably not.
No, I don't think we need to go Icy Cup. So if anyone would be kind enough to show up and make a lab latency break with us, would be nice.
God.
The mustache needs you. Fast.
Oh, wait. No.
KIC1?
KIC1 or KID1?
KID1.
Alright.
Ah. There we go.
Alright.
Okay.
Wait. Okay.
Now I
So,
make again.
now you make
Now I
it.
make 8899 again.
Join. Why was Mazur telling us the name to Kid Canada's game?
Because we were too lazy to realize that, or too bad to realize that Kid Canada already posted his
Doesn't work.
5 lines before. That sucks.
Oh man.
Let's join Kid 1 again. Hey.
I guess.
Maybe you try to host then. You don't need ports.
Okay. So
Let's just try it.
Okay, I can try.
Or maybe this... Well, I think it was because of my game name.
Oh.
That's... I just make 4455 this time.
Okay.
And... If I understand StarCraft correctly, it should work now. If not, then you make.
Nope.
Then you make.
I can try. Alright. Create. Qualifier 2. Leg 2. Oh, I don't have it in the right folder. Oops. Alright.
So maybe we send the replays to Kid Canada?
No, I have them in the right folder. I have the replay. I just didn't put them in the right spot because I haven't been casting.
So the same name as you re-began?
8899. We'll just do that.
Okay.
I haven't quite gotten it up yet. 8899. Qualifier 2, leg 2, semi modesty 1. Alright, it's up.
And latency is up too.
Alright. StarCraft. So you can just ask Awa to. Oh wait, no, Awa can't host the reps because he's not home. That's right.
Yeah.
Alright. Well,
let's give Kid Canada the replays because he's already hosting.
Alright. I'm just gonna randomly send him replays. I hope he's okay with that.
Well, I also have the replays and I'm also playing, so
Alright.
I guess I thought everybody could download those replays after each qualifier.
No, what I mean is we're not asking Kid Canada if he can do that. We're just kind of sending him replays and like, do it. Yeah.
Except that he wrote to me, if you send me all 5 replays, I can host.
Ah. Well, I did not get such messages.
Okay. So we are waiting.
We are waiting. Oh. Alright, you got him. So how's your day going?
Fine.
Fine.
Well, I'm actually quite busy and I didn't think about casting today. So, yeah. I actually wanted to
damn it.
do more stuff about my Japan vacation.
Dude, I totally sent Kid Canada leg 2 that doesn't have the set in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so smart. Oh, it's great. It's great being this smart. Oh man.
Way to go.
Good stuff.
Well, yeah, if anyone has anything which I should do in Japan in 1 week, then please tell me.
You going to Japan in 1 week?
Yes. I once made a blog about it. I guess I should.
I remember that blog, but I do not.
Should dump it.
But I didn't know the date.
Yeah, it's from the 5th March until the 12th, I guess. So yeah, should be fun. So does Draw now has the games. Kid Canada.
Yep.
Does he have the replays? Okay.
It's up, Kid 1. It would appear that LRM did not need you.
Yes, I realized that too.
So.
And I already know the result.
I do not know the results. I mean,
don't
apparently you guys won.
Yeah.
But okay.
Good luck, have fun, yay.
All right. So, 1 second.
Okay, we have Modesty at the top left position on Sniper Switch as the white circ, and Semih as the teal Protoss and the bottom right position.
Yep. Correct punctuation and everything. So, another PvZ on this map. This is one of the easiest maps to get a nice contain on your opponent. That nice high ground spike controls so much space, and it's really just hard to push up it with when there are lots of lurkers spread out. So we will see if Modesty goes for something like that. Although Modesty tends to be the more of the turtle kind of Zerg, so I would assume that he's going to be going for that.
I haven't really seen many games from both players, so I can't really tell much about them from their playstyles. Yeah.
Semih, yeah. I've been casting Semih's game since he's returned, and Semih's been looking really strong in PvZ. Not so much PvP, but in PvZ, it's been looking really nice. Modesty is okay-ish. He doesn't do anything horrible in it, but nothing really special. Oh, looks like Modesty's gonna go for 12 hatch. Semih has thrown down his forge. Alright. Looks like Semih's gonna make the split wall. It should be fine. And he can throw down the Nexus first. Yeah, the Nexus is correctly placed. So, everything's going fine. You should probably restart your mic.
Okay. Here we go.
There we go. Oh, yes, it does look like Modesty is gearing up for a turtley style. He has taken the third at an empty natural. We'll be able to take the fourth behind that very easily. And there are some pretty small chokes on Sniper Ridge, so SimCitying is easier on this map than it is on some other ones. layer started for Modesty, so going to be going to get the 3-hatch spire. It looks like.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. Scouting probe is not going into the main, and link speed should start up. No. And yeah, we'll just have to see what happens.
Try restarting your mic one more time.
Just wanted to know if it's me or you.
It's definitely you this time.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's gone now. It was like a rattling sound.
Yeah, I heard it too. And I even heard it after I turned my own microphone off, yes. But yeah, now it's gone. And Spire, Verdo, at the natural.
There it is.
So yeah, looks extremely normal. Second gas for Semih going down.
Yeah, Citadel, you went for the fast Citadel, so he'll have a, ooh, actually no, he's in, Protoss is not getting +1, which should be started very soon if he wants to get the, +1 timing out.
This looks more like Corsair Dark Templar opening.
It's,
or some speed seal push with Mass Corsair, but I don't know. You'll see. Maybe some Mazur. Yes, I am the co-caster.
Alright. So, yes, it does look like it's going to be some B2 build action. Going Corsair DT. Modesty is going to scout the Templar archives going down, though. So, if he was to play it safe, he'd be throwing down spore colonies as bases, just to make sure that even if the overlords are sniped, he's going to be completely safe. Spire is just finished, so should be making a couple Scourge now. Although he is banking a lot of gas and minerals. As if he was thinking about going for some Mutalisks, but no, it's just Scourge.
And I have no idea what's up with my sound right now. I don't know. Yes, I'm German.
Yes, he is German.
Yes, I am.
Alright, so...
Modesty going for the fast 6 hatchery and... Ooh, catches one Corsair.
Oh, mistake there. Semih hasn't used his Corsairs for scouting, which is kind of surprising because he didn't get a probe scout out late. So he's going blind to an extent. I mean, by seeing the Scourge, he knows that nothing is in standard, but it's kind of weird to not use the first Corsair to scout if you didn't have that later probe scout. Anyway, Semih moving out with his first army. Some slow zealots +1. It still needs a long way to go. So this attack is really just the DTs, and we'll see if he's able to do some damage with it. Modesty does not have any Hydralisks yet, does not have any spore colonies. So if so his defense really against the Corsairs is just a bunch of Scourge. And he needs to be really careful to not lose the overlords at these bases, because otherwise the DTs are going to be able to do a lot of damage. Alright. So, Semih moving out once again with this similar army, but with an Archon this time as well.
Yeah. It still looks rather small, but he has the gateways to back it up in a small amount of time, and
yeah,
we will see what tech choice Modesty will go for, because so far I've only seen links.
He does have a Hydralisk den. I'm pretty sure he's going to go for Lurkers. behind this and play a play.
Well, if he wanted to go for lurkers, he should use them to deny the third base of Semih. But if he doesn't go for it, I think he won't go lurkers.
Well,
and the Hydra range at the Hydra then proves me right.
Semih. Excuse me. Semih's delayed this push enough that both speed and +1 have finished, and with speed and +1, then this attack all of a sudden becomes a lot scarier, especially considering that Modesty only has Lings out on the field. Modesty's thrown down a lot of Sunkens at his third, not so many at his natural, and has switched into some Mutalisk production. He's now up to, looks like about 7.
Oh, it's interesting because Semih really geared towards an anti-Mutalisk composition with those 2 Archons, and it's like he wanted Modesty to make those Mutalisks. The only problem though is that he only has 1 cannon in his main and only 1 cannon in his natural, so there could be some damage he somehow needs to deflect. Yeah, some mutahers he needs to deflect. Ooh, nice storm.
Very nice storm. Taking out over a third of the health of those packs of Mutalisks, and Archons coming in, getting off 1 shot. So far Mutalisks not terribly effective. And it looks...
Modesty is not really on top of his macro, he's around 1k.
Yep, has some larvae built up at his hatcheries. And it looks like Modesty's going to go for the turtling style that doesn't just stay behind the wall, but has but starts to put creeps, creep colonies and sunken colonies outside of the wall, and just expand forward as far as possible.
It's pretty strange considering that he went for a Hydraulic range and now starts on adding Sunkens, which would indicate a lurker sunken defensive style, but why Hydras? So I'm a little bit confused now. Yeah. Ooh, Muta sniping High Templar, he got one, and second one, but he got stormed.
Yep.
Lost some Mutalisks.
That was a very nice storm going out for Semih. Now, here comes the attack, and there's a lot of stuff that he's going to have to deal with. There is...
But he has no observer.
But I don't see any lurkers either.
Yeah, that's problematic.
And this...
Just a really strong attack, and the Mutalisks can't do anything.
Yeah, those sunken colonies are not going to be finishing in time, and it looks like Semih's just going to be able to power through this. A couple reinforcements coming from behind for Modesty, but I think the goons are going to be enough to deal with it. Storm going down, taking out the rest of it, and now some of the Archons are going down to the sunken colonies, but another one being warped in, and the Dragoon count has not fallen yet. There are only 2 damaged Sunkens left. Although a lot of the Zealots have gone down, is he just going to have enough stuff to power through this? It's not clear at the moment. A couple more goons coming in, a couple more Hydralisks coming in.
Will it storm the drones or not?
It should. That would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Looks like it will not. It's now running away. A couple more reinforcements coming in for Semih, keeping this attack alive.
And really nice macro by Semih also, because he adds 1 more gateways and keeps sending in the units, so...
And now...
This will be hard.
It looks like the Archons and the Dragoons have finally gone down. So with just speed lots, Semih's probably going to have to abandon the attack. He did manage to do a good amount of damage, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't manage to really kill any of the high-value targets. The Evo Chamber, he left alive and let +1 finish. Didn't get either hatchery, didn't get any of the drones. So, while he did manage to get a lot of unit kills, there were some things that he would have also liked to have picked up in that attack. huge wave of pure speed lots marching out across the map. I'm not sure where he's going with that. Now heading back in the other direction. Well, Modesty with a triple Evo chamber, although he's not using one.
And no hive.
And no hive. Lurker aspect just finished, so he'll probably incorporate some of those in very soon. Lurkers, as we discussed earlier, very, very potent on this map. And Semih's coming out with another large army, 3 High Templar and a whole mess of speed lots. Ooh, 4 High Templar and a whole mess of speed lots. I don't know. Modesty sunkening up hard once again, putting 5 Sunkens in front of his wall. The Sunkens that were in front of his wall really fell very quickly. He didn't even have time to finish morphing in all of them. So I don't know how I feel about Sunkens that Zerg's placing Sunkens outside of the Sim City.
Well, it's normally used in order to get enough space to place all your stuff. Or else you will just move in with a High Templar and storm your drones. Or storm every lurker which is clumped behind it. So you want to get out a little bit so you can move around more freely and
This is a scary looking army for Semih, but at the same time Modesty is so ingrained in his defenses that it looks pretty hard for him to be able to break anything. But it looks like engagement out in the middle of the map. Modesty caught a little bit off guard there, and oh, the storms! Huge storms going down, killing off a lot of Hydralisks. I want to see which 5 kills on that one and 2 kills on that one, so I get 7 kills. A lot of them damaged as well. Very nice. And here comes Modesty to break through the Sunkens very easily. There aren't as many Hydralisks anymore to try to defend. Still very, very good storms going down. All the Hydralisks die. And still a large number of units for Semih. I think Semih's going to be able to break through the natural. Almost certainly at this point. Lurkers really weren't incorporated into the defense, which is kind of weird. If you're going to turtle up that hard, Lurkers would have been very helpful in this situation. Storm going down. That one mostly hit the Hydralisk den. And, well, the units are bugging out a little bit trying to figure their way back to the Sunken Colony, but once they manage to get that down, the rest of the natural will fall. The main behind it, not a lot to save it. Last-ditch effort from Modesty coming in with a few Lings, but a few Lings are not going to be enough to deal with that Archon. Up to 21 kills, 23 kills.
Oh, man.
And 16 kills on the other Archon. So many.
And there are more Archons coming, and Semih already on 4 bases.
Yep. And GG for Modesty. Semih taking game 1.
I tried to make the second game.
You're gonna try to make the second game?
8-8, 9-9.
Alright.
Let's try it.
Oh, it works now.
Ooh, yeah.
Alright. So, top right position we have Modesty. Orange
on Tau
Zerg
Cross.
on Tau Cross. Left position we have Semih as the yellow Protoss.
Wait, shouldn't Tau Cross be the first map? But this is really the second game.
I can go look up the map order now. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter. We just cast everything until it ends.
I guess. So, you have any general feelings about PVZ on Tau Cross? Bakuryu?
Well, I can play my 4 Hydra build on it, so I'm happy. Besides that, it depends on whether the Zerg takes the other natural as his third base or the normal third base. Because as in any 3-player map, if you take another natural, it's easier to go into a late game because the Protoss only have 4 or 5 bases where he could expand to. But it's also a little bit harder to defend them because they are rather spread apart, and against a good aggression build you need more Sunkens or I don't know, good tech choice. But let's see how this will work out. No, I'm not falling asleep, I'm just thinking about what I should say about something I have no idea about because we are all so bad, and yeah.
Alright. I think that this map is really good for Modesty style. Because Modesty every game goes for the 4 bases in the main natural. So on Tau Cross he's going to be able to secure it. Well, 3-player maps are already just good for that. Better than 2-player maps, or better than 4-player maps. Ooh, loses the drone. And but Tau Cross, the normal third, quote unquote, is so open that it's really hard to defend for either player. And if Zerg's not going to take that anyway, it means that it's going to be really easy for Zerg to attack later on, and it's going to take a lot more cannons than it would normally.
Well, the problem, as we saw in the first game, that even though Modesty had the natural and the main as his third and fourth base, he couldn't defend it. So, no, I'm not tired. I'm just thinking about useful stuff I could say. English is not that good, alright? So, yeah, we will see how Modesty plays this time, and let's hope he won't lose another drove against the probe.
Yeah. I think that he'll well, you know what? Never mind. Modesty's taking a third at the normal third location. And of the literally like 15, no, not 15, 10. I'm gonna say 10 PVZs I've casted to Modesty. This is the first time he took the close hatchery instead of the farther away one.
I call a 5-edge Hydra bust. Just saying, because in the first game he also went for Hydras, even though the situation didn't really call for it. So this looks... Oh yeah. Kid Canada points out there is no gas, so a 4-hatch before gas.
Yep. Well, we'll see if it works. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd like to see him play his game on this map, because this map is suited for it. And this time around, he won't forget his lurker upgrade, or he'll get an earlier lurker upgrade, whatever, and he won't die horribly to an attack. I think if you're gonna try a Hydra Bust, just try it on a map that's not Tau Cross, because I really think Tau Cross works a lot better to Modesty style than some of the other maps do. But
I don't know. We will see.
I don't know. We will see. Semih has the Stargate, has the Citadel down, so he may
do the same thing like last time.
He may be going for the same thing he did last time, which means very fast Templar. Although he didn't get Storm very fast, he got it for the faster Archons, which do not.
Ooh, a Hydra then hidden at the third.
Nice, nice. The probe is going to scout into the
main.
It's either there's not a. Excuse me. It's either there's not a lair.
Maybe
so,
you are more tired than me.
Yeah, man. I already established StarCraft makes me tired. We've been over this. So he's not gonna see the lair. He knows something is weird. He should expect a Hydra Bust. Templar Archives is on the way. I think that the only thing he's going to change is instead of making earlier Archons, he's going to make, he's going to get an earlier Storm. And that's going to work very nicely. He should have the Templar out before Modesty gets the attack off, and I really like Semih's chances to defend it here. So, speed researching for Modesty. The Corsair does now scout the Hydralisk Den, so what he probably should have already known, he definitely knows now. Ooh, he just attacked his own hatchery. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Anyway, and now Semih's starting to cannon up behind this. That's good. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Modesty's going to be able to actually get that gateway with the Hydralisks.
Well...
Oh, snipe the Templar! Snipe the Templar! No, he's not going to snipe the Templar.
Still not done. Storm is not done.
He should have sniped the Templar anyway. Instead of doing 50 cannon shield damage to the cannon and then retreating.
The problem for Modesty is that the Storm will be done before the Hydra range, so when he attacks, Storm will be finished.
Yep.
That doesn't look good.
He already has speed done, so Idle Range is the last upgrade he needs. There are so many Templar there. Semih had very good storms last game. Modesty, not very good at dodging storms. I don't think this is gonna work. Well, that storm wasn't that good.
I guess he just stormed to scare him away, because, or to bait him into attacking, because he got more High Templar left with more storms. And maybe he's that confident that he can hold it.
Maybe he was trying to storm the Overlord to supply block him. Alright, here comes the attack from Modesty. Hydralisk moving forward, there are 4 cannons, and Storm's going down. Ooh, completely whiffs on the Storm.
Yeah. But he still got 2 more.
Yep, he still has 2 more. And Modesty trying to find the sweet spot where he can hit the Forge, not be attacked, but he can't quite find it. And going in once again. Going in just to snipe the cannon.
Nice.
And then backing out. I'm really surprised he's not going to take out that Forge before the upgrade finishes. That'd be very nice if he could stop +1. With that cannon down, he's going to be a lot easier for him to find the sweet spot where he's not going to be attacked. Ooh. That's less than good.
I think the upgrade will be slow. Close.
Yeah, it doesn't look like... No. Yeah, it's going to be very close. Can Modesty finish it off? Storm going down. Modesty retreating once again. Giving the upgrade a little bit more time. 100 health left. Oh. Yes!
Oh.
Just barely gets it. Very nice.
And Modesty's lair just finished. So maybe he will get Hydralisks to follow up, or Lurker to contain.
Yep. Stopping that +1 is really going to hurt. Oh, Storm going down. Is really
more Hydras rallying in.
More Hydralisk rallying indeed. +1 really limits Semih's aggressive opportunities. It's just really hard to be aggressive with those early Zealots when they don't kill Hydralisks fast enough. Anyway, here comes the Hydralisks. They're going to be able to take out the... No, not quite able to take out the Archon. They take a lot of damage, but aren't actually killing anything when they go in. So Modesty's losing a bunch of his Hydralisks, but it looks like he's committing to this attack pretty heavily now. Semih does not have a Storm. Oh, he has 1 Storm, and a very nice Storm at that. It looks like Modesty has 1.
That is many seals.
Yeah, that is a lot of Zealots.
That's...
Modesty's probably pretty glad that those aren't +1 Zealots. They managed to stop that upgrade, but they're still going to be able to tank a lot of shots from the Hydralisks, and still, still going to be able to take them out. Alright,
Nice Dark Templar drop in the main of Modesty.
Ooh.
That hurts.
They go down so fast. Oh,
Yeah.
and he's gonna go for the lair first. Stopping Overlord speed from finishing. Ooh, stopping Overlord speed from finishing. There are no Overlords anywhere in sight. Those Dark Templar are going to do a lot of damage for a while.
I think that's it already.
Quite possibly. Anyway, Semih, engage.
Oh, Lurker out.
Semih trying to engage in the middle of the map. He still has a very nice number of Templar with storms. All of them have at least one. And oh, he at least does kill the lurker. Good. I was gonna say that would be really bad if he double stormed it and then didn't kill it. But a lot of Modesty's Hydralisks are gonna go down. He lost his lair. He lost his spawning pool. The Dark Templars could totally come down here and take out everything in a natural as well.
And the Seals are winning against everything, even without +1.
Yep. Somebody made a lot of zealots. And yeah, this is pretty much it. Semih with almost 4 times the supply. GG. Semih taking game 2.
And now maybe the last game?
Possibly
maybe.
The last game. If Semih plays like he did in the first 2 games, I say it's rather likely it's the last game. Because he looked pretty darn good. But let's start it up. So, in the top position, we have Modesty as the green Zerg. In the bottom position, we have Semih as the blue Protoss. This is Semih's second attempt to qualify for ISL. So if he's not able to beat Modesty here, then he has to try... excuse me. Then he only has one more attempt.
Yeah, Semih is not the only player with that problem.
There are a couple.
Yeah.
Just looking through the list, I know WendiGo only has one more attempt. Zaraki only has one more attempt. And DeWalt qualified. So.
And Setpad, or how to pronounce it? The person who played DeWalt, or should play DeWalt.
Reset your mic.
I hate my microphone.
There we go. You started to get all robot-y.
The person who played DeWalt in the first round, or should have played DeWalt. Setpad, or how to pronounce his name. Also had the second try, and who else? Well, anyway, Modesty going for a 9 pool.
Yep.
And Semih scouted.
Going to try to get the run by on Destination. Destination, not an easy map to wall on. Well, we'll see. Keep in mind that if he puts the gateway here and puts the cannon here, as we would expect him to. Ooh, no, putting the cannon over on this side. Ooh, this is an interesting way of walling it. So he's gonna kind of cradle the Nexus with the 2 cannons, and then gateway out here.
It'll be on top of the forge.
So gonna put the gateway on top of the forge.
Yep.
So he's gonna put the cannons on the outside of the wall.
Yes, but if he makes the Nexus, and then he can block with like 3 probes between Nexus and gateway. Or just use one probe between cannon and gateway. Or like two. Something around that. There is no best wall on destination.
No, there is not. Destination, infamously hard map to wall on. Anyway, first lings are out for Modesty. He's not attacking with them directly. He wanted to search out for the proxy beforehand, and is now throwing down a fast third. So, yep, the gateway's gonna go on top of the forge, and that does leave one cannon very exposed. But by shifting his cannons over to the left, it does prevent the lings from running around and back behind the mineral line, which is always a threat on this map. The other problem with this wall is that if Modesty goes for a Hydralisk attack again, it means that with his Nexus being the forwardmost building, it is in danger of being sniped.
Most Protoss players will place a second pylon at the top left of the Nexus, so they can place another cannon in order to defend the second gas, and this pylon will mostly function as a pylon where you can make cannons against the Hyperbust. So this pylon should follow up soon. It's like the next pylon should go there.
Lair on the way from Modesty. So it looks like he's reverting back to standard game 1 builds rather than the 5-hatch Hydra bus you tried last game.
4-hatch, but yeah.
Or 4-hatch. Yeah, it was a 4-hatch. Excuse me.
And there is the pylon in the position I said. Yep. In the place.
Yeah. Love to see what Modesty does. Kind of. Modesty still really hasn't poked in with the lings at all. He's just using the Overlord to tell that the wall is pretty solid. But kind of surprised to see after a 9 pull he really isn't going to use it.
Interesting place for the Spire.
Interesting place for the Spire. There it is. Yeah. That is kind of weird. The Spire would actually be part of a Sim City.
Interesting thing is that the cliff in the Spire is now seal tight and even link tight, I guess. But seals can't go through there. So it's actually tight. But we will see Semih going for the same build again, with second gateway in his natural.
Yep. Templar Archive's already more than halfway done, so he will be once again getting the very fast Templar.
Ooh, and Modesty cancelled an egg at his third, so he could place the hatchery there. And now goes for the assimilator, but it's rather late and already a goon is out.
There it is. I kept hearing there the Corsairs, but I couldn't find the little dot. Alright. So, how much longer until Scourge are out? Because the Corsairs already have 2 kills. They're now scouting out, but he didn't actually make any Scourge. There's one set of Scourge making at the natural, or at the third, excuse me. But it's going to give the Corsairs enough time to get another Overlord kill, already up to 3. So, Corsair's going to be able to make it out without taking any damage. And Semih has his first 2 DTs out, seeing that Modesty really wasn't terribly prepared for a DT attack. Going to try to do some early damage. Now, Modesty's Lings got killed, and yes, he's now building Spore Colonies, so he should be safe. Yes, this is a Spore
late
Colony.
Overlord, late Overlord, there's no Overlord. Oh, there is it.
There's a Spore Colony on the way, but it's going to be a little bit too late.
Oh.
So, 4 drone kills and then pulling out before taking any damage. Nice.
This is actually pretty big this early in the situation in the game.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good move by Semih. So Overlord speed hasn't been started. Alright. So, Semih's leg speed's about halfway done, so is his +1, so he will, he'll get out his zealots, and, excuse me, he will get out his zealots for a very scary type of attack at around the normal time. Excuse me. And Semih's actually going...
Looks like, yeah, your turn.
Semih's actually going for a really fast third. Interestingly.
It's not that fast. It's around the same time like the last two. But this time he will have 6 gateways.
Well,
from which he can produce. Last time it was like 5 or so. But he always went for the third base after he placed those gateways. And it looks like Modesty is again going for Hydras. And also Mutas, it seems.
I'm trying to remember what timing his third was in the first game. I don't think he ever had a third in the second game. Because he just defended the Hydra Bust and then won.
Yeah. The first game it was... he made 3 gateways. He had his 2 gateways into his natural or main, and then he added on 3 gateways until 5, and then he made his third base, and then, I don't know, made stuff in 1. It looks like Modesty attacking the main with Protoss army completely out of position, and only 1 cannon was ready.
Yep, going to take out those 2 cannons pretty easily, and now he's going to have a chance to get a lot of probe kills. There are a couple of Scourge in position to intercept the Corsairs when they come back, and takes out 1. There's still 2 Corsairs left, but there's still 2 Scourge even. So yeah, the Mutalisk should be able to... Oh no, are they attacking the Nexus? No, they're attacking the Corsair. Oh, nice storm going down. Oh, nice second storm going down. And the Archon's being morphed so that the Mutalisk won't be able to kill any of them. So only 1 remains, although it has managed to do a good amount of damage so far, and is continuing to get even more probe kills. And here come the Archons finally to stop that Mutalisk from attacking. So, unfortunate that those storms killed so many Mutalisks, but at the same time he did manage to do a lot of damage.
Now he has 3 Archons and should be able to push really hard.
Yes, indeed. He has a huge number of speed lots once again in the middle of the map, accompanied by a couple DTs as well. Here come the Hydralisks out in the middle of the map. The speed lots should be able to beat them with their +1, the +1 already done. Although there are overlords overhead, so the DTs can be scouted. Another wave of Hydras coming up, but the Archons have now joined the fight, and a lot of casualties for both sides right now, looking like a pretty even army trade. But the high-cost units of the Dragoons and the Templar and the Archons are not going to die for Semih. He did lose almost all the Zealots.
Modesty is still on 6 hatcheries and doesn't look quite good into this game, so I'm wondering what Modesty can do now.
Modesty's on 8 hatches. He has 2 at the mineral only. Oh, I guess... okay,
that
7.
makes 7 now.
7. Excuse me. Alright. Yeah, I agree he's not looking that good. Did he not get the Lurker upgrade again? Okay, no, he does have Lurker upgrade. A couple of Lurkers being hatched at the, excuse me, at the natural. So, Semih looks pretty safe on his 4 bases right now. Modesty really hasn't been able to attack it too much. There's one time he moved out with his Hydralisk, but it got intercepted by Semih. And 4-base Zerg is very scary for, excuse me, 4-base Protoss is very scary for a Zerg to deal with.
Yeah, yeah. And it should be extremely hard for Modesty to stop any of Semih's attack now, because Semih can more or less just attack at the position where Modesty doesn't defend, because it's hard to swift the local to change the local line on this map. So, but Semih just attacks at a strong point, and nice storms, even though he lost his he lost his observer, but this was a really nice storm on all the rings.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's just tearing through, and now he falls back because he has no observer.
Yeah,
but
he stormed his
could have
own
cleaned
observer.
up.
Yeah.
He could have cleaned up those lockers.
Yeah, he actually had enough storm, just if he wanted to attack the lurkers, he probably could have made his way through it. But still, didn't lose anything in that attack. He lost almost nothing in that attack, killed off so much. He's now ahead by 50 supply. And Modesty trying to take a 5th base. I don't think he's going to be able to protect that.
Well, the Ragnasaur and the Scanted will watch out for him. 10 seconds ago, the Ragnasaur was blocking the ramp, so I said that.
Oh. Alright. Well, looks like it's going to be cancelled, and the drone's going to pull back. Now, yeah, Modesty is getting up to Hive Tech, which is nice, but even Hive Tech, I'm not sure can stop such a scary composition from Semih.
Hive looks too late to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
If he can't manage to kill the observer now, I guess he should be dead.
We'll see. It looks like, again, only one observer, but this time he's keeping it back so it will not be accidentally stormed. There are some Scourge and some Overlords there, but no, storms going down.
Storm.
I think the storms were specifically for those Scourge, just to make sure that his Overlord will live, or his observer will live, and now the huge wave of goons will be able to march across, kill off all the lurkers, and it's 170 supply compared to 77. Not even the double bridge will be able to stop that many goons. Oh, that's a lot of Overlords.
Really nice games by Semih.
Yep.
All three. He looked pretty solid, and it looked like Modesty didn't have a single chance in all those games.
Good solid play from him. And now the Dragoons are just going to finish cleaning up the 3rd. All the drones were very nicely stacked for a storm. The few Soaking colonies that are there really aren't going to be able to hold this level of Dragoon pressure off. And Modesty does not have an army to attack from behind. GG from Modesty. Semih.
GG.
Semih wins 3-0 and has qualified for ISL number 3. So, that is it for today.
And anyone has any idea about the results of leg 1, 5, and 8?
I assume that somebody will update the brackets. I actually don't know the results.
Because all the 3 legs weren't casted.
I know they were not casted.
It's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah,
Damn it.
man.
Bakuryu, I've casted for like 11 hours across 2 days.
I did? I didn't cast yesterday.
I said I casted across like 11 hours. I don't think it's sad. I think it's completely reasonable that the 3 sets didn't get casted. Alright.
I don't know.
Alright, so shout out once again to the sponsors. Altitude by Nimley Games. You don't have anything else to do right now. AltitudeGame.com. Go check it out. Shout out to sales viewers, which most of you are sales viewers, so thank you to you. Thank you to Fairyland, to Noise, to Nabopolis, to Prowler, to Ruskig, to Trap, and to Coram Jahalen. Thank you, excuse me. Thank you to the organizer game, to the referees, Awa, Justin, and Glory. Thank you to graphics designers, and thank you thank you to you, bakuryu, for joining in. I had fun today.
No problem.
Hope we can get you on at least for one more qualifier before you actually have to start playing again.
Yeah, because right now I'm not really playing that much, but I don't think I can cast the next 2 weeks because I won't be there.
Alright, we'll work it out. I'll get you back on before the qualifiers are over.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Well, thank you to all the viewers. I will be back next week, Friday for Gambit Cup. Next week, Saturday for ISL. So, thank you guys. See you then. Boom.